Hello.
I'm here with Rich and Kendra, and our cutest guest, Yoshi, because we're going to be taking a look at Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yoshi!
Yes. So let's get right into it. I don't know if we want to show the title screen.
I mean, it is gorgeous.
Yes,
It is
there we go.
pretty adorable, and you can get a real sense for what the tone of the game is going to be as soon as you see this going on up
Right
here.
off the bat. So we will
it's like
just
it's like Little Big Planet stole from Mario, and then Yoshi stole from Little Big Planet.
We'll be seeing more Poochies in a minute.
Yeah, as the camera was panning around there.
That is a chain of events.
Kind of a thing with this game.
Oh man, that's weird.
So here
What?
It's not 1080p.
I don't. Hang on.
Oh, that is weird.
Like it
Normal.
looks like it's like
Just a sec.
like the Breath of the Wild resolution.
Yeah, the buttons are being a little bit.
You can see it's a little bit more jaggedy than like a normal 1080p.
Well, we can talk
game.
about the game a little bit while it's going on.
Usually when
So
a game's
it's a
1080p,
brand new game.
I can't really see any
looks
jagged
like a
edges
miniature diorama.
on like a 1080p
Yeah, everything's kind of made out of
but I
crafted
can see jagged
material, so you'll see a lot of
there.
cardboard, and you'll see some of the backgrounds, like little corrugated elements to the
That's weird,
like
'cause
the
it's not like a big
constructed
game.
things.
Yeah, and I love the way that like the light plays off of all of the different crafted materials.
Oh, you sent me
in the way that gives you an idea that it's like really made
Yeah,
of
it's
that
African
thing.
metal.
Yeah. And for Yoshi fans, I think this is going to be a pretty exciting game. We will show you soon that there are many different levels, and
Well,
it's got some
watching my stream
familiar,
just start
it's got some
something
familiar
weird.
things and some new things.
And we're about to have some
And
controller
we're-
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a
Cool.
little
we
bit
should
of
be good here.
Okay.
And
She's
we're
got
jumping back
cool
in.
hair.
Yeah, this feels
We're
right.
jumping back in.
So is the guy on the left.
Hang on.
And he's got a
We
cool
are
jacket.
back
I
in.
want his jacket.
Yay!
wait, hang on.
Okay, wait.
Yay!
Was that a bit
I
much?
won.
Okay,
Hooray!
we're-
No, it works now. Okay.
Wonderful.
And now you can get a real
Oh, man,
sense
there's
of
the
what we're
old man,
talking
you
And now
about,
you guys
too.
know that this is
Yeah.
very much a live stream.
There's the Yosh boy.
Okay, so
Your boy
Let's-
Yosh.
we're gonna start right off the bat, actually.
Oh man,
Playing.
because I
Oh,
ended the
awesome.
stream, we dropped from
Awesome.
like
Thank
50
you. There you
something
I
to
will
8.
take my controller.
Oh yeah.
Kendra,
And-
you'll probably be
Yeah,
playing
that'll-
as the
that'll
green
happen.
Yoshi.
Thank you guys, I
and
love
Rich,
you too.
The red Yoshi.
Thanks.
Correct.
So this is like a sequel to
Reminder,
Woolly
'cause I
World?
get confused.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Okay, here we go.
Awesome.
We are now ready to show you.
So we're just going to jump into
Fuji Sweet Run.
a candy-themed
Fuji
level,
Sweet
but
Run.
again, everything.
Spoilers.
Wait,
They're
they
gonna
added
see it. It's
Poochie
gonna
and
be
the
here
other
in a second.
characters
Sweet Run.
to the 3DS port of the Wii U game. Do you think they'll add those
Adorable.
characters?
Adorable.
Okay,
To the
so
Switch?
let's
It's me.
just really quickly Oh gosh.
Maybe.
Oh.
We don't get a chance
Okay,
to show
there's
controls.
no chance. We just want to show the basic controls.
So
So
here,
we're eating enemies. Oh, and I
Hi,
am
muted
now
mic.
on Rich's back.
Hi.
Welcome back.
So this is a little bit of what's unique about the co-op is that
Oh,
each of
man,
us
this
can
looks
play
so good.
independently, or
Yeah,
one of
it
us
does.
can give the other one a ride,
Like it
and
just
then we
looks
have sort of
just fun.
different functions
Yeah, it
at
does.
the same time.
Okay.
Let me just eat
Oh,
this big
yeah.
guy real
Like
quick.
Mario,
Check that out.
if
There
you
we
get
go.
like a
Okay,
bit
so when you ate the big
intense
guy,
at times
it
on some of
turned
those
into
levels.
Not one,
Yeah.
but
But this
six
just looks like
eggs,
fun.
which is really handy.
Oh, so look at how
What
fat
I-
those Shy Guys are.
I also
Yeah,
want to
for
show.
real.
Hang on one
Well, like this
sec.
is like candy
So we
land,
have
so
some
like
Yeah, I know,
foreground
it's
elements
been eating
also have
cakes
the
all day.
ability to shoot into the background and interact with the background, which is
And grab
pretty
Being still just like,
sweet.
gosh dang,
And we'll
man.
show a little
You gotta
bit more
lay
of
out the
that.
sweets a little bit.
Ah, he's after us.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
Eat him.
Do, do, do.
that would be hilarious if
That-
on
no,
all
that
of
That was,
worked
that was
really well.
effective.
That
That
worked
worked.
really
all
well.
of the candy
Okay.
worlds like this.
Oh
Just
my
carry
gosh! Look at those
around
shy
with,
guys in the back.
Yeah, let's take
Like,
a
all
moment
the
to
enemies
appreciate
are
those
just
shy
a
guys.
lot
And then
bigger.
hit them.
And then hit them.
I like to think
more
that they
fat.
made those
Yeah.
themselves.
Wait, there's a normal Shy Guy in the
You'll
background. What do
notice
you,
the little
what?
one hit popping up on
How'd
the
he not get
cardboard, standees that you knocked over.
Yeah,
You
he's-
can
he's
combo
lifting
off of those
weights.
and keep throwing eggs at them.
Oh,
Very quick.
yeah.
All
You know,
that
multiple
gold.
hits.
Let's see if
Yeah.
I can.
Muted
I'd
Mike
I'd
says,
assume
I
that
already
would be
shoot
quite
this
heavy.
20k giveaway. If I win,
I'm
I'll
gonna
donate
stop and
1k. Okay.
And
Eat up these caramels.
No one's
these
giving
little-
away
these little,
$20,000.
enemies are called
Unless you
gnomes
win a lottery.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
That's why 9 times out of
The
10,
one on
if
the
you see
bottom
someone
looks
on Twitter,
distressed.
YouTube,
Oh, it
Twitch,
did.
whatever,
Get a
doing
lot
a
of
When
weight.
you,
giveaway,
Yeah.
I know, did you see how many
they're just
Yeah.
doing
Get
it
up
to
there
get
on
bells
the
were
way.
writing on it?
followers, and then
So I'm gonna jump.
like,
Unless it's
you'll-
on the Game Over Jesse channel, then it's real.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I did my giveaways
Yeah,
with
why don't
other
you jump
people,
on my
though.
back so we
Yeah.
can show?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
I'm
you're on
yours.
my back.
Here,
Okay.
why don't you do this?
And it is for $20.
Am I the
You are now the
person?
aiming person.
Oh boy.
Not
Okay.
$20,000.
And quickly hurry. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's
There's actually a
those
realistic
marshmallows.
thing.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
It
Yeah.
actually becomes,
The marshmallows,
in some ways,
they get the
easier
liquid
to
on them when they go
shoot
down.
into the background when
Yeah.
I'm riding on your back.
Please
Yeah,
make a
'cause
best
suddenly
and
I don't
worst
have to
of
worry
Wind
about
Waker.
jumping.
I would,
Yeah.
But
but
you
I
do.
made the best and worst of
If you
Skyward
jump
Sword,
up
and
on my
everyone
back
hated
again.
it.
Oh, I
Now
wanted
let's-
to.
They didn't
Oh.
even hate the
Get back
video; they
together.
just hated
Okay.
Skyward Sword.
I know, because I'm just
Like all the
Wait, that's why.
all the negative
I wanted to
comments
show,
on
these are
the video,
melts,
none of them were like,
that are
"Oh man,
wrapped
this
in
video
foil,
sucks,"
so
or
you
like, "Oh,
cannot
this was
eat
poorly
them.
worded,"
And
or
they're
He has a
also
lot of
very
blah, blah, blah.
angry. They
You're
look
very surly.
or
very
it's
You also
like
keep
people
your
arguing
eyes
like,
on
"Oh
them.
no, that
Maybe
sucked
they're
about
mad
the
'cause we
game," or
ate
"That
their
was good
friends.
about the game."
Ooh, secrets.
None of the comments said that. All the comments were just like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
game sucks," or
Good
like,
job.
"Skyward
Keep
Sword's the
going
worst
across the
Zelda,"
Nice.
and
So
like
we've got the
it-
flutter jump,
yeah.
obviously.
It killed the video
Um,
because everyone downvoted
We've got
it
the
and we
targeted-
also have
not
the ground
because
pound, and
of
actually, if you jump on my
the
back,
video
The
being
comments.
bad.
and
Yeah.
not
And
hit
it
with
had
an egg.
it had Miss Click of all people.
Oh, the
Or-
And that was
double-
embarrassing.
Yeah, she's
you
cool.
see a
Yeah, because
shockwave,
like
we
it was
actually
the
have a
first video that
stronger
she
ground pound when
did
you
an
hit
actual
back.
voiceover for,
There.
and
Exactly.
where everyone was hating on Skyward Sword.
Steal all the things.
And
I
I'm
felt
gonna
bad
just
because
go
it's
down to
like,
business,
damn,
and
this
you're
is
gonna
supposed
eat
to
me
be
again.
like,
Thank
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
yeah, because the Breath of the Wild, I have one
And
of the
it's a
highest
Yoshi.
viewed Breath of the Wild reviews
So
on all of
obviously,
YouTube.
people who are fans of Yoshi,
Yeah.
will
Just so
recognize
everyone knows,
Poochie,
my top 10 best and
and
worst of
probably
Breath of the
very
Wild
happy to see him
is
return,
like
because
one
how
of
could
the
you not be?
highest
Look at him.
I'm gonna let you
reviews.
go apart. I'm just gonna ride on your back while you ride
over
on
half
Poochy's
a
back.
million.
You've got this
Oh, that's pretty
totally
neat.
under control.
Yeah,
Yep, everything's under control.
Also, look at the
Oh,
Yoshi's
Cookie.
writing another thing.
yeah, that's one of the things that's on the 3DS version
And then here,
Can't quite fit here.
that you
Gotta
can
go
play
this way.
as in the
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Look at how excited
I
he
forgot
is.
his
follow
name.
us over here. I'm just gonna keep riding.
Oh.
But
Oh, he
I
can
wanna
swim.
see
If you
him.
wanna-
Okay, I'm gonna
No
go
way.
this way.
Oh, man.
You do
That's
your
fine.
thing.
Well, he doesn't
I'm
really
going over
swim
here.
necessarily.
Yeah,
Just kind of
he's in all that
Get the
Splatoon
secrets.
ink.
yeah.
Come on, Poochie.
And like other Yoshi games,
Look at-
this
They're just
this game
Skyward
is
Sword
chock
haters.
full of
That's how I
collectibles.
found
You
I
might
think.
see us
Oh, that's cool.
skipping,
Link
or
OST
see them
and
skipping
Art
a lot
says,
of them.
I don't know why
That's
people
just so
hate
we
on
can
Skyward
save
Sword
them for
because it's
you
my
all.
second favorite. Sue
Exactly.
me. Yeah, Skyward Sword's really good. It's
Get
just people
Poochie
are really
back
bad
on
at
the
motion
back
control,
Look
so
at
they
how
hate on the
cute.
game because they
Look
don't
on
have good
Poochie's
hand-eye
back.
coordination.
Okay.
Good Poochie. Good
Bye,
boy.
Poochie. I love
First, I thought some of
you.
the dungeons kind of dragged on, but that's just me.
No, the
Go.
dungeons were great.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're done.
Except
I-
the
Up on some legs. I'm pretty well.
Like the first one especially was like,
Yeah.
yeah, the
I
first
could
dungeon
use
was
maybe
like a huge,
one more. Oh wait,
uh,
no.
like beginner dungeon, like most
There we go.
games. But like the Deku Tree was a
Ooh, go to
good
the
beginner
left.
dungeon.
Let's just go this way real quick. And
the thing is, I don't know. I like
Ugh.
I like a lot of the Zelda
I'm
games,
also
but
wondering,
just when
like,
it comes to
obviously
certain ones like that
everything
people
looks
like
edible.
love
Is
more
it
than anything else, it's
actually
just like
edible, or
I
is it
don't
made out
know.
of paper?
Like when it comes to Ocarina of Time, it's
Those
like it's a
paint
good
those
game,
back
but like
there.
it's also like not the best Zelda
Cardboard, you
game,
can see the
honestly.
little corrugation on the edges.
So, like,
Like, a lot of
Skyward
people have a lot
Sword-
of
believe
stuff
that it's
points
edible
for
because
it,
I'm
and it's
super
just like
hungry
why?
right
You can
now.
try.
Okay, so Skyward Sword was
Okay,
great.
so
I really
that cloud that
liked
we just hit
the story,
actually just opened
the
up
characters,
the secret.
the side
I maybe
quests.
should have waited a little longer.
A lot of
Sorry,
the
We
I'm
don't have a
nervous.
lot of
I
time.
were
know,
really good,
yeah,
like
so,
the
I
Sand
hit
Ship,
the cloud, and
Earth
there's
Temple,
a set amount of
the
time
Sky
that I have
Keep,
to,
the one that's like up in
collect the
Skyloft.
appropriate
It
smiley flower
has
there.
the battle with Demise is one of the
Can you just
best
come back
boss
just a real
fights from
quick?
any Zelda
Scared.
game.
I know. I do
Because
wanna
like it's the
use
only
the present
like
back
Twilight
here, so
Princess
you
kind of
know,
did
I
it
don't
to where
wanna
like you're actually sword
I
fighting
missed
with
a present.
Ganondorf,
So
but
I'm just gonna-
against
oh,
Demise,
let-
like it actually felt like an epic sword fight, and it's like
There we go.
Nice.
you weren't just mashing
Oh,
you do
buttons.
have to
awesome. There
keep
was
your
a red
eyes on the
coin.
background.
Like
as
you
well as
actually
the
had to
program.
swing
You're
the
really
sword
do.
in the right way
If you want to get everything.
in the sword
You
fight,
can,
like
of
you
course,
would as if you
know,
were in
just
an
jet through the
actual
level and
sword fight.
get at
Yeah.
the enemies and
So
everything.
it was
but,
really, really epic.
you know. we
For me
were-
personally, one of the best like just one of the best bosses in
Here,
Zelda
oh,
games
boy,
was
okay,
probably
so-
from Majora's
oh,
Mask, like
so
the
it's
off.
fight against
Nice.
I'm
you know
gonna
Majora
attempt
himself.
the jump.
That was fun to me.
Yes. I feel like
And then
that's
I
do
feel
love
bad
this
for
part
saying
here.
this, but I don't know if I ever
this
beat
looks like a-
Majora
we do like
without the
crushing
Fierce
guys.
Deity mask.
You got that one.
Oof.
Yeah.
I personally did, and it was challenging, and I actually thought it was pretty fun. Like it was a good challenge.
Oh man.
I do love this part,
It's
but
on.
oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
It's It's on.
Like the Fierce Deity is
I'm
like it's fun to
gonna-
do with it because you can basically
I'm gonna
just
go
you get the milk and then you just
Yeah.
wreck them. But at the same time though, like when you actually do it like normally,
that part
like the
because
without the Fierce Deity or
you
just
can't-
without
that
the
was so
like
cute.
infinite
You
power
can't
up,
survive
Yeah.
in
it is actually a good fight.
those,
Like it's
melts,
fun.
but the only way you can get up to that secret really easily is by
Link
jumping
OST
on
and
top
Art
of
says,
them,
yeah, I
so you
like
gotta
the
be
water
really
temple
judicious
of
about
the
which
game
ones you're gonna
because
wipe out.
one bit
Or we
is
could have
based on
used
Japanese
teamwork
folklore
and
called the
Thusly.
Spider's Thread.
Thusly,
Yeah, so
yes, you could
that
have
was
gone.
the
Okay, hang on.
um.
I want to take
Oh
out
geez, what
these
was
big
it?
guys
It was
so that we
the
can get to that.
ancient cistern. It was
Oh,
like
crap,
half
I have
shadow
to get
temple,
there.
half water temple.
Dang it. Okay.
I'm just gonna get the.
Do you remember that dungeon?
Ooh, joy.
Oh, there you go.
Uh,
Well,
The
yeah, that
ancient
works too.
cistern.
Not very well.
Look at the cupcake in the back.
I'll say Gibbs.
Hello.
So
Gibbs,
happy.
you're back.
I'm back.
We're watching Yoshi,
Happy to be here.
Problems.
Ooh.
but Daniel's
think?
not
I
here,
love
so
the
he's
way
gonna
those
be
ice cream
sad.
sandwich cookies kind of like
Aw.
flop up. And
But
then
he's at
go to
work
the
and he has a
your
really good
platform.
job, so he makes lots of money. So he's
oh,
probably not sad at all,
Come back here.
because that just means
Okay,
he'll be
but
able to
we've
use
got
the
a
money
date
to
with
buy the
Yoshi.
game.
Or not
With
Yoshi.
Poochie.
Yoshi's.
back.
Yoshi's have a date with
Yoshi's
Poochie.
have a date. Okay.
Well, I just did something.
Oh, you pre-ordered the Smash
Sure, I'll let
Bros?
you guys. Okay.
No, not yet.
You
Uh,
bought
you got
Smash
that.
Bros?
You're on
Oh
back.
yeah, I've got
Bundle?
all the games.
No,
So
not
while
yet.
he's on my back,
No,
he
I don't
has
need
to
an
be in
extra
charge
Switch.
of-
Okay, let's go get.
Oh my
secrets.
gosh. He has
go,
to be
go,
in
go.
charge of
Pre-ordered
shooting
I need an
Pokemon?
extra dog.
eggs.
You bought an extra
No,
dog?
No.
I bought Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, it's too late.
Sexy.
So as you can see,
I
Yes,
heard
well,
there
that's
were.
me.
I heard there were horses in
that
that game.
Want
Sure.
here? Get on my.
In Red Dead, you know what? I think
You
there
have to
might
bring
be.
him down.
All right,
There
let's go.
just might be.
All right. We've got.
So-
things to do.
Now.
Oh yes.
The guy told me that it took him about 4 hours to
Co-op
download the game
introduces its own unique challenges.
or to
Yeah,
install the
I was
game.
saying something. I don't
Mean
know
Did you
Red
buy
Dead?
the
what
disc?
the heck it was.
Yeah.
Put the disc in without an internet connection, and
Right.
it'll install everything
I'm
from the
writing on
disc, and then you
Oh,
download
okay.
the updates. Otherwise, you'll be downloading the entire game from the internet.
Take a moment
I
to
love all the
Yay.
background
That's
elements.
just
my
stupid.
favorite
Then why am
part.
I inserting the disc for?
No, you insert the disc,
No,
and then
no, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, if I'm buying it and I have the
Yeah.
internet
So- I
can't
connection,
stop
like,
looking
why
at
is it gonna choose the internet
Now
over the
that we
disc?
have played through,
Because
I don't know how we did.
you install, like if the
Oh,
game's
man.
50 gigabytes,
This
like
Man.
I don't know how much it is, but let's
I'm
say
just
the
gonna
game's
keep
50
using the excuse
gigabytes,
that it's
and then the
early.
update's
That's-
5 gigabytes.
Oh man.
If
Yeah,
you
so
do
you
the
finish the
disc
stage,
and you
both
get
of
the
you,
50
with all your
gigabytes,
heart.
and then you do the
There's
update
just a
Yeah.
for
little
5
bit of-
extra
there's a little stress
gigabytes.
playing toward the end.
If you just download the updated version
But
of the
now that
game
we've seen
from their
the front side of
server,
that, we are gonna
then
show you guys the flip
like
side.
it might be 52
which is
gigabytes
a
because the
new
update's
thing
already applied to
to
the game
this
code, so you
particular
don't get
Yoshi
that
title
3
where you're
extra
able to play
gigabytes of
the
data
front and
that was
then
replaced
backside,
with
but
the
backside
update.
has
So it,
a different objective.
yeah, like
Specifically,
from their
you're
servers,
going
they're like,
after
oh,
Yoshi pups.
you're not
And
downloading
we are
as,
going
or
to
you're
try
not
to do it very
storing as much on
quickly,
your hard drive.
extremely quickly.
But
Oh,
in
wait,
reality,
hang on,
it's
hang on.
stupid. Plus, it
I forgot something
copies
do-
faster
extremely
from the
important.
disc
I am actually going to
than it
put on
does
a costume
online.
for
Oh,
you
that's
guys.
right.
Naturally.
Well, I'm gonna be playing Red Dead Redemption 1 while this thing gets
Something is
installed anyway.
So
Or you
So
could go to the
within
future
game, you've got
and
a number of
play
different
Smash
costumes that
Brothers,
you can collect.
and you can come back and tell us about
I'm
it.
gonna go with no costume. And
Somehow,
you are gonna go with
going to the future sounds a lot more plausible
It's a
Gosh,
macaron.
macaron.
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
playing
guys,
Red
I'm
Dead
gonna-
Redemption.
Continue.
I'm gonna head out for now though. So y'all have fun with the stream.
No, sexy man.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
About it right now,
Bye,
but there
sexy
are
man.
other reasons that you might.
Bye bye.
I'll tell you what the super secret thing they're going to talk about later
Yeah,
is.
most
Oh
certainly.
yeah, yeah. And after that, you can watch Africa by Toto and listen to it.
Oh, we need to.
Okay.
We're not on
We're
the
not
flip
on the
side
flip
right
side.
now.
Oh,
I'll
then
be
you're
sure to
how
stream that
goodness.
later.
Yeah.
Back to how
okay.
early it is. It's like, this seems
Muted
so,
Mike says he's got to go to the doctor.
so
So I guess
familiar.
we're all alone,
Strangely
Gibbs.
familiar. What's going on?
Be
It's
gentle,
okay.
guys.
What did you buy Red
Okay,
Dead
here we
for?
go.
Into
Find
There we
Poochie
go.
Pups.
PS4.
You're finding
Now,
the
what's
Poochie
important
Pups.
about
Now we
this-
have to go extra, extra fast.
Yeah.
Wait, just a
Running
normal
on. And what's
PS4?
important about this is that we're going to see the backside of the
PS4
level
Pro.
that we just
Okay.
played through. So you probably
And
have
the
now
That's okay.
while
Why
on the
I
backside, you
bought
have to
the
track down these
PS4
three
Pro
pups that are racing ahead of
I
us.
already had my
And you can
PS4.
recognize a lot of
I
the
ended up
stage
getting the
elements that you
PS4
saw
Pro
from the
because
other side
I
of the
couldn't
stage.
play games
Now
from
this side, you
PS
get a
Now.
little bit of an idea of the
Oh,
the
really?
PlayStation Now
the
service.
world is
I couldn't
crafted.
play it because
And we're also
the
gonna go into
LAN
a ton
card
of
on the
things.
PS4
You can see there's
standard
That's
is
tin
close.
back there.
a lot slower than
and
the
also-
PS4 Pros.
Oh gosh.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump over these guys.
Oh, that's
and
crazy.
clear
I'm
just
out
gonna get
this
some
and-
eggs.
Uh,
Okay, but
Link
we gotta go fast.
OST and Art in the
Okay,
chat
we
says,
got-
"Hey
we got-
Jesse,
we got a mission
what
here.
Zelda
Oh,
do
wait,
you
let's
think
not
has
forget
the
there's
the-
first
weakest
Poochie
dungeons?
Pup,
I
so
think
we are
Wind
looking
Waker
for
has
the
the
Poochie
weakest,
Pups,
even
and
though I
then we
love
have
the
to
game."
collect them. Adorable.
Gibbs, what Zelda game do you think
Wow.
has like
That's the
the
first
worst
time I've done
overall
that.
dungeons?
Normally he goes off and hides somewhere, and you have
So
to track him
Worst
down.
overall dungeons.
Also,
Physically
I wanted to
or
talk about
Man, I'd say
my
Breath of the
amazing
Wild.
costume because it's
or,
not
or
just
puzzle
looks.
wise.
It also
I would just say Breath of the
boosts my
Wild.
defense,
Like
so
those
when I get
4
hits,
dungeons.
it actually takes
Like,
the
because
damage
even
for me.
Majora's Mask,
But
which
it
has
does
4
have
dungeons,
only a set amount
those
of
dungeons I
durability,
feel
so
are
it's only
better
gonna last
than
for a while.
the
Oh my
Divine
gosh.
Beast
Oh
dungeons.
no, I'm in the drink.
Yeah, I
really
think
my
more of the
fault, I'm
whole
sorry.
locked doors and small keys trying to find
Oh,
on,
that's
we,
better,
we
that's
can't
better.
we can't mourn.
like,
we can't
it
mourn.
really
wait,
makes you
wait,
think
we
of like,
can't-
okay, where am I gonna use
Oh,
this
the
key and
background.
not
Recognizing
mess it up and lock
Baron
myself out of the
Potato.
Oh my gosh!
back
Oh,
there
the
in
Baron
dungeon
the
and
Potato.
reset it.
Wow.
Looking the
Um,
dapperest
Otherwise,
bud
I think-
He's
with a
such
monocle
What?
and
Sorry?
a cane and a top.
Oh, I was
hat.
gonna say, I think for me,
Okay,
He's
but
incredible.
maybe
He is
Skyward
incredible.
Sword
I
would
wanna know
be
more
the
about
worst dungeons,
so
or
funny.
not the worst, but
That's one of the things I
backstory on
love
the Baron
about
Potato.
Like,
all of the
the
packaging
least
here is
up to
Yeah.
par.
little in-world
Yeah.
touches of like.
And that's because Breath of the
big
Wild,
things
I'm
like,
not counting the dungeons
you see
as
right
dungeons,
around
I'm
the back
counting them
Oh.
as
those things are made
puzzles,
out
I
of.
guess.
Hey there, Poochie Pup.
Because
Okay,
it's more of
yeah,
a
we revealed this,
more of a
opened
big
it up, and now
puzzle,
I'm
and
going
you
this
get to
way.
fight
And
a
also,
boss
take a
at the
look
end.
here at these-
Yeah.
The
cookies.
I would say
Oh, the time.
Oracles of Seasons.
I know, but
Actually, I forget which
See
one.
the
There was
nutrition
2
facts on the
Oracle
back of those
games.
cookies
One
there.
was developed
I'm sure
mainly
Oh, and there's the backside of
for
that
Right.
puzzle that
like
we did
fighting,
earlier.
and the other
Yeah,
one was
the-
made basically for like
Potato.
more challenging puzzles.
not smiley guys.
And I forget which 2 it is, but it's the one with
Oh, there's another
that was
Baron.
made basically just for the
Okay.
fighting instead of the puzzles.
Oh.
But let's not hurry so fast.
See ya.
It's a Poochie Pup.
It's eating the
I've
cookie.
played
my
all the
gosh.
main
What's
console
the
games,
backside sticking out of the cupcake
So
frosting?
cute.
but
Man.
not the handheld.
And
Okay.
with that, I think we have
Those Shy
all
Guys
the
are
Poochie
really
Pups,
fat.
and we are pretty good on time.
We are
And the reason why I played those is
I think
because
we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make it.
uh,
We're trying to get.
I've always
there
had the consoles and not the
quickly enough that we
handhelds.
can
It was
earn
not recently that I've
the flower.
had my own money that I'm able to buy
now.
the handheld.
Hurry. Run. Oh, we're not gonna do it. No.
Bye.
Why did I stop to eat?
So I never played.
I don't think
Oh
we
my
made the
gosh.
time.
No, I think we.
I haven't
Well,
played the
that's-
handhelds as
That didn't help.
most as other people.
Let's get out of here.
You stole my puppies.
My puppies. I stole my puppies.
Oh my gosh, you wouldn't dare. I can't catch up to you.
All right,
Yes, I
Oh
can.
shoot.
just
Oh,
got
no,
home.
no puppies.
No puppies for you.
Here,
I'm
at
just
least,
gonna carry
Let's
us
get this
through.
thing
at
rolling.
least put me over the finish line.
Oh, they did it. They beat the level.
Whew.
Well, you got the puppies.
Got the puppies. I think maybe we may.
Not
We're
bad
gonna see,
time,
we're
all
gonna
things
see.
considered.
Look at the one in the middle.
We did have to stop to respect the Baron. 3 minutes 30.
That's true. That's true.
Did
I
we-
slowed you down a
No,
little bit.
No,
we
we were over
off
by
by
one.
1 second.
It's because I stopped to eat that big guy at the back.
Man,
Grief.
That's
this
okay.
game would be
We didn't-
perfect if
you
it
could do
was
it again.
online.
You
We
can always
could.
try it again.
That's true. That's true.
So I think I'm going to hand this back
We
to you
did
now.
pretty okay. Yeah. Hang on. So we're gonna switch
Back to number of players 1.
one.
There's your controller.
Thank you. And yes, everything is working. Wonderful.
And we're going to jump into...
We are going to check out a level called. Actually, I'm going to take my costume off. As adorable as it is, it doesn't quite fit.
It's not thematically on point.
It's not for this one. Okay, so we're
I
gonna
love
check
this
out.
stage.
Yeah, we're gonna check out this level, Deceptive Doors. It's got a completely different aesthetic, and also some new enemies, and quite a few puzzles.
Oh man, this
and
one looks
for
cool.
this one, I'm
It's
actually
like
going
cardboard
to,
and paper mache.
So there's one of
Ooh,
the new
hey.
enemies. It's a ninja guy.
What?
And
Love
I'm
the
gonna
little
eat him now.
Throwing
origami
stars.
Throwing stars on his
Yeah.
back.
How dare he?
I'm gonna skip over, very intentionally, I'm gonna skip over a lot of the puzzles in this one just so that I'm not spoiling it for everybody.
Okay,
because
so
that is
Arbiter's
such a fun
Grounds
part
is
of this
probably one
level.
of my least favorite dungeons. If that's what
I'm
you
gonna
guys are talking
I'm gonna
about
grab
in the chat.
a few things here and there, but I'm gonna make my focus more about just kind of showing you guys what
I
this
just
looks
hate
like.
the
And as you can see, I am
you get
hitting,
those like invisible
these
fleas that
platforms
jump
with
on
my
you.
eggs, which flips them around.
I forgot what they were
And
called.
that's going to be
But you have to
crucial
like
getting
kill them as
through this
wolfling.
particular level. And I eat you.
And then like there's the quicksand on top of it, and it
sort of reflective foil in the background and the way the light's playing off of it.
Okay, I'm getting this one though because it's too tempting. I mean, all right.
And the little bendy straws for bamboo in the background.
It kind of makes me wonder if the Yoshis are just extremely tiny, you know, in this one, or maybe I don't know. Maybe a giant built this diorama and they're still normal size. Oh, that guy just ran away. Did you see that? Oh my gosh.
Look at him.
He's coming.
He's got a knife.
So
it's
cute.
a little tinfoil knife too.
Oh,
he's gonna come
back.
back.
He comes back.
Jeez.
Okay.
He did have a
He seemed
knife.
kind of hesitant for a moment. I don't know.
I wasn't sure if he really wanted to follow.
They have a
through with
knife
that.
in a Yoshi game?
Now you can see that you're able to shift where you're aiming. Oh wow, the coins are in a little star formation. Yeah. You can change your aim.
What is the weirdest character in Zelda ever?
Can we recognize
The
tiger,
the
little
clown?
drawing.
the
Look
doors?
at his
Look at the
teeth.
little tiger drawing.
So cute. I still
pretty
think it's
creepy.
maybe a giant that built this diorama. It's the giant drew that. Okay, there is also kind of a cool egg technique that I'm going to attempt to show you guys. Oops. Here we go.
And this is
In a few.
Yeah, this is some kind of like next level pro stuff.
Okay, I can't help it. I had to.
Yeah.
That was
It
pretty
was,
crazy.
it was
Just
once
right
again,
there.
it was right there, but I'm not gonna, there are going to be quite a few things I'm skipping over.
Yeah, you're not going to find
Look
everything.
at this little, oh, you come back here.
He had a cape.
All right.
I like that he comes in and does his thing, and it's like, well, I'm not flying
you
anymore.
later.
I'm leaving.
It's like, you missed it. You didn't care. Whoa. These guys. Okay, actually, so this is a good opportunity for me to show you guys. You see how I have a different colored egg at the front of my queue there?
Right,
It's
the
red.
egg.
So if I hit one of these guys with it, it gives me 3 hearts.
And you can
That's
see
so
the little
cool.
hearts popping up over them to indicate that you were going to get that too. The timed puzzle.
You can actually create the colored eggs by ricocheting off the walls.
Hey, Jesse.
And so
You're a
there
PC
I,
man or a Mac
ricocheted the egg
man?
off the wall.
PC.
I turned it yellow, which
I
gives
don't
me
really see a
points.
point in having
So
a
the
Mac.
yellow
They're just
one,
really overpriced.
The
And
yellow
they
one
don't
gives
do as
me
much
points
as a
when I
PC
hit
does
an enemy
anyway.
with it. The red
And
one gives
they're
me
not that
hearts, and then the blue one, which we
upgradable.
haven't seen
Yeah.
yet.
Like most games that
more
you would,
eggs.
whenever you buy a
That's a little
gaming
sound effect
PC,
when the door opens up.
a lot of those games you can't play on a Mac. And
It's
if
sort of
you
the
do
little
play them on a
touches
Mac,
that,
you're going to get
like,
less
really keep
frames
me
per
playing this,
second
like
with
the
the
duct
same
tape on the
hardware.
background
And
of
you're
the
going to be
sliding
paying a
panels.
lot more money for that same hardware.
And that's another thing, like when
And
you
then people
play on the flip side, you can
typically
see,
buy
like,
Macs
the
because
construction
they
of a lot of
like
this stuff.
writing or
Mhm.
editing
I know,
on
I'm just
them,
gonna
but
let
then
him-
there's a
Yeah,
lot better
that
editing
never gets
software
old.
on
Nice to
Windows
him
than there is
because
for
I've
Mac.
been kinda
Anyways,
a little harsh with the
so
others,
yeah.
but I do want that present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I seen a frame rate dip here.
I like
on
how the crafted
Yoshi.
elements of the stage do a really good job of hiding a lot of the different collectibles,
Yeah.
because they are cleverly hidden everywhere, all over the stage.
That's
There's
so
that
cool.
combo that we were talking about earlier as well, the 3-hit
This-
combo off of that
Seriously, it
background.
does remind me of
Yeah. And it gives me coins.
of
each time I
Yoshi's
do it as
story
well.
for the
I'm just gonna
N64.
collect some eggs for a moment here 'cause I'm a little
Yeah,
short.
yeah.
Watch that pink shy guy. just
Yoshi's story
Runs out,
is
looks
actually
run. Yeah.
Realizes he has
the
no
most,
cover.
Right.
the rarest game on the Nintendo
goodness.
64, the international version.
Oh my
of
gosh, I love
Everywhere.
Really?
it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It
just
is-
spent all that time getting those eggs, and there was eggs right there.
I used to
Yoshi
love that
doesn't need the
game,
knife, though.
especially going out and
Definitely
collecting the white and black Yoshi.
Also,
Right, we discussed this.
do you guys ever wonder like what's inside the eggs?
I never really played
'Cause I
more than
wonder-
like the first
I wonder
few
all the time.
levels, so
You can see the
Just saying.
you can see the
I had no idea Yoshi
theme of the level playing out over
was
and
a
over
thing
again
on
in the
Nintendo
puzzles, too, the
64
deceptive
until
doors
a
where
few
you have to
years
spin
ago.
those platforms around to open up new pathways.
So I wasn't
just
able to play it
took
when I
out
was a
those
kid.
guys that were napping for no good
The
reason.
tiger that shy guy was riding is now chasing him. You get a little storyline here.
It was
Oh, nice.
Okay.
a revelation after I had
He's just,
finished
like, thrashing around in there.
Mario
Leatherface,
64.
But you
kind
can
of
see,
secret rooms,
yeah, and you guys probably just saw
Mario
how many smiling
was
flowers I did not get.
One of the I didn't have very many games for
Intentional.
Nintendo
Save that. It's
64,
Right.
but they were all
intentional,
kind of great
guys.
Yeah,
games
It's
except for a
intentional.
few.
There.
What was? Those
But
guys were
because
just,
I
like,
didn't have
waiting
very
in the
many,
wings.
Um,
Okay.
I
I'm
got
going
really
this
bored,
way.
and tired of the
So
games.
we have
So whenever
a
I
little
think
bit
of
of
a
a
lot of
puzzle
Nintendo
here.
64 games, they're great games,
There, now
but
I've
I just
uncovered
got bored of
springboard
them,
and
so now I'm not
that back
that interested
around.
in them.
Nice work.
Let's see if I can jump.
Just
so that I
because it was like the
actually-
only thing that I had to play.
all the
So
coins.
Love the janky looking stars on that
Muted
sign.
Mike says, I've never played a Yoshi.
Oh, yeah, like a little
Link OST
kind of-
says, hey
yeah,
Jesse,
like they're
sorry if I'm
remake,
annoying
yeah.
you with all these
Love
questions,
to-
but you are doing, are you
love to
doing a
be-
video on Ocarina of Time's
I'm getting kind
anniversary?
of caught up
There
in
we
the,
are.
I've
Like
done
in the
like
ribbon
50
paper here and
videos on
everything.
Ocarina
Yeah.
of Time already.
Yeah, there's a lot of attention to detail.
I don't have any planned for its
that's gone
anniversary.
into every single level, and
But-
obviously we've got a very diverse
Yeah.
game.
Well,
different levels.
Peanut Butter Gamers
We're
should
gonna see another one. Yeah.
start
We
doing
are gonna
his
see we are going to
Zelda
check out
month.
One more,
Right,
but we're only going to show part.
right. Right off the bat.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Happy
Thank you.
Post Halloween. Yeah. However you want to refer to that.
There we go.
Here we go. Haunted Maker Mansion.
So after this, they're doing more Smash Brothers, and after
It is
Smash
daunting.
Brothers, they said
We're gonna see
there's
some
like
new
a
enemies
Kind of
here,
waking
secret
me up.
Yeah.
that they're showing off.
Ooh.
And the Nintendo
we
64
are.
Mini was rumored
Skipping into the
to be
Haunted
shown
Maker
off
Mansion,
after
we're
the
gonna
direct
see-
during the
Scared,
treehouse.
guys.
So I wonder if that's the
Yoshi's
secret.
scared. Look at poor
So
Yoshi.
there is
Oh.
a secret confirmed
Feel a
by
little
them.
bad for doing
Yeah,
this
because
to
they
him,
said
but we
like
must do it.
next we're gonna do Yoshi, and then we're gonna do
Oh, there they
Smash
So
Brothers,
these
and then
are
we have
some new
something
enemies that
special
are super
after that,
creepy.
and they didn't say what it
They are
was.
called zombie guys for
Mm.
obvious
Wanna
reasons.
see one of them
Oh man, there's-
Intrigued?
plunge at
they
you.
have zombie shy
Oh.
guys.
No lunging.
I like the LED.
What?
lights in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah, for torches.
Look at that one. That one's.
They
whoa,
have knives.
a bit like a
Yeah,
vampire.
they got knives.
Just like
This is
It's,
a dark Yoshi game.
Yeah,
Hide
because
back
it's
there in
like
the corner.
cardboard, so
there's
like,
Oh, yeah,
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 so
yeah.
there's a
imagine
lot
they cut
to pay
everything out of
attention
cardboard.
to,
Those little paint.
want
So
to
they're
get
bugs
everything.
cutters then.
Which I'm sure we're gonna have. plenty of
Link
people playing
OST
this
and Art
game
says
that are
Peanut Butter
completionist.
Gamer said
That's the way
that
I
he isn't
play
doing
Yoshi
it
games.
this year.
I've got to get.
I would.
What?
I don't
Stage
watch
before
Peanut
I
Butter
get
Gamer.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
apologize. There's
And
only like
one
2
thing,
YouTube channels that I watch.
Oh my gosh,
that are
scary.
gaming related. Most of the channels
thing
I
that's
watch
really
are
cool
like
about this
Marvel
game is
or
that,
DC related or
You do, as
wrestling
I was saying
related.
earlier,
I don't
you
really
do
watch
have the
gaming
ability
channels.
to play through, and you don't have to collect everything. So you
Right.
can't, you can kind of adjust the difficulty
Well,
manually in that way. You
they
also
need to
have
make
the
a Star
ability to
Fox
play,
Star Fox game.
Yeah, dude.
We aren't playing
Star
it this way, but you
Fox,
can play with wings.
They
on
should
your
make
Ooh.
something that's like a
and it
mix
allows
of
you
Star
to,
Fox
continually
Adventures
flutter jump,
and a
which is,
traditional Star
really
Fox
nice.
All right.
You
the-
know,
That
like-
shy guy has a
Yeah,
cape.
Yeah,
Previous
if
games.
you're
Right.
Yeah, they fly.
Great
Ooh.
for younger
Just-
players.
So
or maybe
imagine-
not
I don't know.
experienced players.
Imagine
Mhm.
a Star Fox game
but,
where
the other thing I was going to say is that
like
if you do,
you can fly around in
choose to,
space to a
go
planet.
the completionist route,
like a
completionist
traditional
route
Star
with
Fox
this,
game, but once you get to the planet, you can
will have a
land,
challenge,
run
especially
around
some
like
of
in
the
Star
later
Fox
levels.
Adventure.
It gets
and then
really,
after you like go
it gets
beat the
really
dungeon,
tricky.
beat
Pretty
the boss or
difficult, yeah.
whatever,
Yes,
you
very,
go back to the R wing,
so
and then you can
they're-
fly out into space
poor
and
players
do
are
everything
not
that
gonna
you
be,
normally do.
Disappointed in that. I
Yeah, there's a game already
you
like
might
that,
be forgiven for looking at this and thinking.
and it's
that
called
maybe it's a
Star Fox Assault.
simpler title or whatever.
It's on the
but
GameCube.
Yoshi-
Check it out.
Yoshi,
Oh, okay.
Really interesting game.
He'll put it to you.
He will.
Try.
He will.
No, it's actually a really. I thought it was
Okay.
a
Try
really
and
good
get all
game.
the stuff, yeah.
I'm gonna focus.
It took
here.
that
This
concept
part
where
is-
you
this
actually
is a
go
really
down, run
challenging
around
puzzle.
with the
Oh great!
a
I've already
bazooka
lost
or
leg.
whatever you want to call it. Like,
No.
Go.
and then
Nice.
there's
Okay.
this
One
part
down.
where
Oh, he's gonna
you
leave.
actually
Oh,
Out of
I'm
eggs.
eggs.
Wait, go get
Oh.
the
You can get
zombie
the
guy.
guy.
Star Wolf
I
comes
don't-
out,
Still in
Oh.
time. It's not
and
impossible.
gosh.
Star Fox
1 second
loses
left.
his shit,
Ah.
or he is out on the
Ooh,
ground,
okay.
and
Well,
he
And you only
like
get
I
one
rides
shot at
on the
those.
Yeah.
You'll have to try
Wolfen
the
wing.
stage again if you want to try it.
and
Yeah,
and
thanks
Star
for
Wolf
pointing
is
that out. Yeah,
flying you around, and
so
you're
that's,
shooting while you're
you know,
standing on the
unless I
wing
start
of
the stage
the
over again,
Wolfen.
that's it for me.
So
Guys,
It's
well
interesting.
spread.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart.
there's
Actually,
these
I should
rock
be-
tombstones.
there
You
should
can't
be a
knock them
picture
over
of
with your
it.
eggs because they're too sturdy.
Mhm.
So you just have to aim.
I really
around
hope
with the shy
Nintendo
guys,
like
is
starts
visible.
making all of their games
The other
online.
thing I wanted to point out about that puzzle, we showed you guys
Because
a
there's
few
there's
of the
literally no
cloud
reason
puzzles,
that they can't.
and each one is different for
It's-
every level.
they're not
you'll
putting
have,
any extra
some of
cost
those,
into
and they will be
servers.
different every single time.
Because everyone like
But I think that's
it's
I think
reliant
that's
on
it.
your own
I think
Yeah,
internet
we're
that's
gonna
where-
stop there.
That's
everything
where we're
else.
gonna have
Teaser
to
of this,
cut it. we don't want to.
You
give
mean
away too
like
many
games
of
as
the
a
secrets
service?
Of, Yoshi's
No, like
Crafted World, but. Thank you, Kendra
how, like,
and Rich, for playing.
a lot of their
and
games
stay tuned. We've got
has
some more
local
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming up next.
co-op, but they don't have actual online
Oh.
co-op. Like when you play Mario, you can play with like someone beside you, but you can't play with someone online.
Yeah, you mean, what's the...
Muted Mike, we
Like-
already talked about the Ura expansion a lot.
It was supposed to be what, Star Fox for the 3DS? Or the DS?
Which one? Like they
Oh,
had
but-
Star Fox 64 3DS.
Well, yeah, that one where you could actually play with somebody, like, locally.
No, you
But
can play
they didn't
online with Star Fox.
No, but what I meant is, like, they didn't have to have the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. They
You
had
mean like
with,
that?
No. So, like there's a lot of games on the Wii U. Like, you could play with someone beside you if they're sharing a controller on the same console, but you couldn't connect to someone else's console and play with them.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah. Like Nintendo Land was a big one, to where like to do a lot of the games on Nintendo Land during the Wii U version, you had to have like several people there with you for them to be fun. But there was no actual online play for it. And then the same with like New Super Mario Bros. U. You could play with up to 4 people, just not online. So Muted Mike, the thing that a lot of people get wrong about the Ura expansion, which Daniel and I, we've done a few videos on this before, a couple with Tony from Hardford Games. People think that Nintendo could just release an update for Ocarina of Time, where like add DLC to Ocarina of Time 3DS, and suddenly we would be able to play the Ura expansion. But the thing is, the Ura expansion was made for a version of Ocarina of Time that was completely different than the one that released. So for them to, they couldn't in any way add an update to Ocarina of Time for it to play the Ura expansion. They'd have to release a completely separate version of Ocarina of Time with the Ura expansion. Because on Nintendo's own website, there was an article that they posted back when Ocarina of Time was still planned with the Ura expansion, when it was still releasing in like 1997 before it was delayed until 1998, to where like it had screenshots and everything as well, but it showed in the game, and it had like a rundown of the story of Ocarina of Time as well. But you, in that version of Ocarina of Time that had Ura Zelda working with it, instead of beginning the game in Kokiri Forest as a child and getting a fairy, Link was given a fairy as like a coming of age thing. So the kids in Kokiri Forest weren't just kids that stayed kids forever and they got a fairy from the Deku Tree. Once you became of age, like once you became an adult, you were given a fairy, which meant kids in Kokiri Forest, like some of them would have been kids without fairies, and then some of them would have been adults with fairies. And Link would have became an adult and gotten a fairy for becoming an adult. And then instead of traveling to the future halfway through the game, presumably you would travel to the past. And it showed Link in like the Deku Tree as an adult with 3 hearts and everything. So the idea that a lot of people have about Ura Zelda just adding on to what we know as Ocarina of Time, it's not right. So that's why, like, some people I've seen posted videos of like Nintendo releasing Ura Zelda as an expansion for Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 Mini, or adding it as DLC for Ocarina of Time 3D. It just couldn't work. They would have to release like a completely different version of Ocarina of Time that had a completely different story and all of the dungeons rearranged and stuff like that. Because like you'd be fighting Queen Goma as an adult instead of a child in that version of Zelda. So a lot of crazy stuff changed.
Jesse, if you go to the Discord, you'll be able to see the pictures of
Hey y'all, we are back.
the game I was telling you
Nintendo
about.
Treehouse Live here.
Yeah.
We are going to jump back into
Oh,
Super
it is.
Smash
He's on the
Bros.
side of the
Ultimate.
R-Wing.
We're
Or
going to
the-
start with some
The
Isabel
Wolfen.
gameplay.
Yeah,
So
Wolfen.
please, JC, take it away.
That's right.
It's pretty crazy.
And the reason
Okay,
why he's
they're back
flying
in
like
Smash
that is because
Bros.
I love me some
Ooh.
Isabel. And
Yeah,
she's been
yeah.
one of my favorites to mess around with because she's
No,
super,
Villager and Isabel
super
fighting.
interesting and very different.
My
so,
weakness.
Oh, you'll be fine. Come on. It'll be
All right,
fun.
let's
Come on.
Let's fight.
That guy looks like
Press
Daniel,
the button,
the
man.
one on the far right.
Get in here. Yeah, so interestingly
At
enough, when I
Geekier,
started,
more
I
disheveled
love playing Villager in
Daniel,
Super Smash
but
Brothers for Wii
looks
U
like him,
3DS, but
nonetheless.
This one, Isabel is very different. Here, let's start with my favorite things. She may have some small.
So we
weaknesses.
have
Well, you may find she does have a little bit of a slingshot action going there, but
Ryu Ken,
really
Cloud
what
Core,
changes is
Bayonetta.
the way you play
Man.
her. So check this out.
So if
this
as many
is-
people
yeah, you can
actually
run by
played the
that.
Metroid
So
games
that's
as
her
they were
down, that's her down
cosplaying as
special. So she
Samus,
varies this
then
kind of
they'd
a
be
gyroid
releasing
or
new
like a
Metroid
deploy,
games
right?
every year
Or
because
of
it'd be
some sort.
making millions
And then
of
I can either press
dollars.
down B to set it off, so I can cover the vertical. Or
See,
if
but
I
I'm
press down
glad
B,
they
it'll
don't
go, and
release
if anyone is
Metroid
over
games
it'll
that
just go up
often.
on its own. So
It's like I'm glad that they don't
quite a
release
bit.
Particularly dangerous
main
when I'm up in the air
Zelda
trying to recover,
console
I can
games
bury another one
for
or
the
go
same
after
reason
them.
that they don't
And that's where the
rush
cycle
them.
continues.
They
Oh,
take their
yeah.
time. They craft
yeah,
them
it's
properly.
so good. Just wave hi to everyone. So
They make sure everything
No,
works
it's
by
so
the
good.
end.
So, yeah,
It's
that's
not an
that.
Assassin's
Her
Creed
other-
type of game.
so
You know
she
what I
does
mean?
have a pocket, but more importantly, she's got this.
And
This is the
I
thing that
personally am
really
glad about that.
distance.
Yeah, it sucks that you
really
don't
is.
have a game
Just
to
getting
play
fed,
like
dude.
for
So you can,
3-4
that's her
years,
side
but
step.
hey, you know
Press
what?
side, press the
At
B button, you
the
can
end,
you can
at the
block
end,
it.
the wait
However,
is worth
it's
it.
right there. Let me
Yeah,
get
that's why
the range.
Nintendo also
Wanna
has
cross?
2 or 3
So,
teams
Hey, I'm
working
coming in to
on
fight you,
Zelda.
but wait.
Oh.
They usually have like a third party
Yeah, so it
working on
hooks
a
the
remake or
back.
something,
It has a
and then they
hitbox
have their
on the way
handheld
out, so you
team
can
and
grab
their
someone
home
on the way
console
out.
team. But for
But,
some
you
reason,
know,
it's been taking their handheld
so you
team
can grab
like
some on the way out, and you
3
kinda
or 4
choose
years
where
to
they're
put out a
going. You
game.
can toss them in a couple different directions.
Because
Well-
Triforce
Straight up
Heroes
like
was
that
a
if you want
long
that.
time
Yeah,
ago.
sorry. You could. You
Right,
can go
it
this way,
was,
back,
wasn't it?
you can
Wasn't
try
it like
and
3
flip.
years ago?
But of
Yeah,
course,
they
the
usually
higher
come out with
percentages, that starts
a
to
new
feel-
handheld game
Oh, my
every
favorite's doing
2 to
this,
3
just,
years. Like
if
from
you-
Phantom
you'll see me do
Hourglass to
this a lot,
Spirit
and I'll
Tracks,
bury
it was 2
something, and I'll
years
go
because
out,
it was
and
on
I'll
the same
cover both
console.
options,
And then it
you
went
press
to
recover.
the
I can
3DS.
cover the top
And it took
and
3
cut
years
down.
after Spirit
It's
Tracks
pretty good.
for A Link Between Worlds to come
her
out.
up B is also
And
kinda
then
nice.
from A Link Between Worlds,
so
they
she-
had Triforce
she
Heroes.
gets
That
those
took
nice
2
little
years.
balloons.
So it always
And
took
they're,
2 to 3 years.
Her recovery's a bit heavy,
But it's
too,
already been
but,
3 years.
That actually has a different bit of arc when it
And
travels
nothing.
too, and she feels a bit heavier in
So,
recovery, but you
Here
have
it
to
is.
learn how
Yeah.
to space that out.
Link
that's right,
OST and
her
art
smashes are different. So her side
says,
smash
"Hey
is-
Jesse, are you getting the
Yay,
young Link
party
amiibo?
time.
Because I am to
It's
finish my Zelda
so
amiibo
good.
collection.
Unlike,
have,
you know,
like,
there's no bowling ball, so I
2
mean, if you do that, you'll
amiibo
have to know
because
and fish for this
I'm not rich
particular,
enough to own all of
smash.
them.
It's really good.
But
But it does have-
Daniel's
it's pretty
gonna be
small
buying
range,
all
though.
the
I mean,
amiibo.
You know, you're not gonna hit very far, but if
I'm
you get up
definitely
close,
picking
or
up the
step it, oh, it's
Young
rough.
Link amiibo,
Another good one is her up smash.
especially because it's the only one that's
Oh.
missing.
Yeah, I love that. Just stop. And then so instead
And
of
the
covering
Wolf
your
Link,
space above
and
your up
yeah,
smash,
Wolf amiibo.
if you want to try that out, you have to run and do that, and know that it's in front of you. So don't whiff behind you. It's not gonna,
Because
it's not
Wolf
gonna
Link.
end well for you.
Wolf Link. Why?
This is a good opportunity
Wolf.
to show the differences between the 2 Final Smashes as well.
Oh yeah, you wanna
Oh,
wanna hit me with it? Yeah.
Oh man,
Yes, build that house.
My
It's so
home.
So you can see that's just a house like a la Animal
oh they
Crossing,
put
and then, once
what's his
JC
name
builds
in
his
there
background-
from
Oh yeah, you have to be.
Ah.
There you go.
I have no problem.
Tom
with
Nook?
that.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
Villager looked
Come
evil.
on. hit
Like he
me
was
harder.
glowing, his eyes were
Hit me
glowing and
like you
everything.
care.
What strikes me about Isabel is
I
like
think
the
that
amount of
was,
traps she has,
some
and she
item
can
that you
set,
pick
know,
up out
compared
of
to,
the-
I mean, because
There you go.
obviously
Thank you.
Villager has the tree, but like
Grezzo do the
having the
remakes
Void
or a
Rocket,
different
the
team
vertical
doing
one and the
a new
fishing hook.
remake.
You just have so many
Grezzo's
chops.
usually the one that
That's right. So
does
her,
the 3DS
her file
remakes,
smash
and
has
then
been different.
Tantalus
Instead
did
of building
the
a normal
Wii U
house-
remake
Yeah, it
for
looks
Twilight
familiar.
Princess.
Yeah,
As
get that.
Town
Nintendo
Hall.
handled
It's
the
Town
Wind
Hall
Waker
and
remake
So
themselves because
yeah,
they
here's-
used the
again,
same engine
the whole
that
idea
Breath of the
users
Wild
can be quite
ran
a bit
on.
different. Just knowing that your range is going to be.
And I don't think they wanted to give that engine over
too.
to another team.
Really good knockback on the pop and the slingshot.
Yeah.
The knockback on both of those was nasty.
It's something
So
a
you
lot
get
of
to
people
it
don't
with
know.
the
Wind
sound
Waker and
of
Breath of the
you can
Wild
hear
have the
this,
same
it's
engine,
unbelievable.
which is really cool.
man.
That's why Wind Waker's HD remake
So you have,
looked
like,
a lot
every
better
attack
by
makes you
comparison
smile
than
past
Twilight
the
Princess's
so
remake,
happy.
where like Wind Waker actually looked like a different
Oh, yeah,
version
you
of the
look at her
game,
with your
where
screen, just like,
Twilight
"Arr."
Princess just looked like it was running on an
So
emulator.
good. They're so expressive. I do love all those for her sit there and let me grab you. So yeah, you can do that. Oh yeah, also
still
just
a good
pom-poms,
game,
her neutral, neutral aerial attack into this. It's so
better than
good.
the original version because they shortened
also has,
the.
of course, the turnips. Everyone loves the
Oh
turnips.
yeah,
the tears of light
the
and
Do it
stuff.
down. And I think
and
the
the
progress
boat.
on this
Yeah,
is
the
a little-
boat
they feel a little weird
mission.
to me because I was able to hit like Demetrius like this and do and like follow up with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, oh,
cobwebs,
yeah.
That got
so if you
tedious
sweet spot it
on the
just right,
GameCube.
I mean, you can get some gnarly stuff.
To be honest, I didn't like it.
That's fine.
Yeah. If
Oh, that's right. That's right.
the
Oh,
Twilight Princess remake
Yeah,
could
you're
have
gonna
looked
see a lot of
a
me
lot
messing with
better,
oh, that's right.
but
yeah,
Nintendo
that's what we
just
cover with that too.
Here, let me help you.
they let Grezzo or not
Okay.
Grezzo, they
So,
let Tantalus
yeah,
remake
I really
Twilight
like her
Princess
because
using the
the
same
approach
engine,
isn't just like, hey,
whereas
bury the tree.
Wind Waker
it's like,
used the
bury your stuff. I know
Breath
I
of the
can
Wild
cover
engine,
the up
which
and the
if
ground.
Twilight
then I
Princess
can
was
also use my
remade with the
slingshot
Breath of the
for
Wild
going
engine,
sideways.
it would have looked
It's
amazing.
great. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
she's a killer when you push someone off stage.
Because
you're
it,
just gonna-
it looks
Thank
like
you.
only a little bit different than
She's
what the game
brutal.
would look
She's
like if
so
you're
brutal
running
and
it on
so good
Dolphin
if I can do it
emulator.
well, but you know, who knows.
And
Like
you can
the
do
side-by-side
the fishing
comparisons
rod you
of
can do
like a
in the air
Dolphin
as well, right?
emulator
Yeah.
I mean, so
and
basically
the
you're
Wii
coming
U
back,
version
you
of
can- somebody
Twilight
jumps up with
Princess.
it, you can grab 'em, throw 'em the
There was
opposite
barely
direction.
any difference.
Absolutely.
Whereas
so
if you ran Wind Waker on an emulator and then ran it beside Wind Waker HD, there was a huge
when you're on the
difference.
stage, and next thing you know, you're eating this really longer than usual.
There we go.
Fishing rod. And
Yeah.
you
I never
keep
got
going and all
on
of a
my
sudden
old computer. I
everything
never
is different,
got
and then you're getting set
Dolphin
up with
to
the-
run
You're
properly.
buried in the
So
ground. You're getting set up with something else. It's
No, wait, sorry.
it's
and on this one, I
It's
haven't
It's
downloaded
okay
any
over there, dude? You seem like you're
emulators.
struggling a
So
little bit.
I'm okay with that.
it's okay.
I need more coffee.
He's
Sorry,
new to
folks.
this.
Yeah,
We
so-
started pretty early. So.
we did. We did.
Okay, so we're going to do Jungle Japes, right?
Yeah,
That's
sounds
what it
good.
looks like. Oh no, I'm sorry. Actually,
No, no,
it's Found
yeah,
the
you're on-
Dreams.
you're on
It's
Found
Found
Dreams.
the Dreams.
I want to fight. Can I fight?
Yes,
Is
yes.
top right.
You want to hand it over
Top
to?
right.
Okay, so
Alright,
I
so we
don't
got
play
like
Nate
15
often.
more
What I
minutes
do,
before they
I
show
believe
off
that
the
Nate
final
is
thing.
One of,
Shut up.
is
Yeah,
arguably
What do you
one
think
of
it's
the
gonna be?
Smash
I
Brothers
don't wanna hear
player
it.
in Treehouse. I seriously, when
Yeah,
it comes
these
to this
guys,
stuff, I'm
two
A
guys
new
are juggernauts
game
as far as
or
Treehouse
the
is.
now
N64
my
Mini?
heart rate was not increasing until
Because
right
before,
now.
whenever they announced
So,
like
okay,
the
I'm gonna
NES
try
Mini or the
my
SNES
Isabelle.
Mini,
Okay,
it wasn't
explain
during a
Daisy?
direct
Yeah,
or
I don't think we've
anything.
shown-
I
have we
don't
shown
think
Daisy,
it was
like,
just like a
in a
random
No, I
announcement.
don't think we have.
Not yet. So,
So-
all right, let's do this.
I don't like that she doesn't have a dunk.
And then
I
like with
dunking,
Metroid
but
Samus
when they do-
Returns,
Oh, I didn't even
it was like
realize
right
that.
after
There's so
E3
much
during
to
the.
learn about
All right,
uh,
I'm gonna try hard here, so I'm just gonna be a little bit.
Let's just
quiet.
take 1 second.
Yeah,
Treehouse.
during the
That's
presentation.
Look at how
Was it
They
the
have changed
Treehouse?
quite a bit.
The
No,
Treehouse, or
they,
was it?
They announced
There's-
Metroid
it's
Prime
really pretty.
4
Okay, let's
during the direct,
Oh,
and
Sonic, my
then
bad. Sorry.
Oh,
like
snap.
as soon as the
Oh,
Oh,
Treehouse
this is not gonna
started,
be good.
they were like, "We're gonna start with Pokemon," and then they showed off Pokemon because it was
nice.
like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon,
Ooh.
and after Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they showed
Back
off
in the day,
Metroid.
that down
Samus
to
Returns.
like
That's
Ryan.
right.
Or it might have been before Pokemon.
Oof.
I don't know.
Okay. This is
Link
what we both
OSD
waited.
says, I think they went a little crazy with the
Wow.
bloom.
These guys are
Though.
really-
You mean crazy?
Yeah,
No, I
I'm
think
liking what
Wind
we're
Waker
seeing.
HD,
Both of
the
their,
bloom
Final
look
Smash meters
makes
are
the
about
game look
equal as
better
well,
because
so-
to me it
Oh,
gave the
wow.
impression
I tried to
that
counter that one.
Yeah.
I
Like-
baited it out.
the colors were like
Oh,
just
come
really
on.
dull
Here we
in
go.
the original
This is
Wind
the
Waker
worst.
version
Oh,
because
Oh,
it was on the
he mistimed
GameCube.
that bit.
Very.
with
Bad idea.
Wii U, the way the game looks,
Look at the
like,
knockback
it
on that.
actually
Oh,
like
no,
Link,
super handy
his
here
character
because,
model when he's
not a
in
lot
the
of
sun
projectiles
has
out
like an
there
aura
outside
around
of,
it, to where like you really get the
Jason's turn.
sense that it's like 100 degrees
Jason's
outside.
got
and
Why
the
would I run
sun
into
is
that?
literally beaming down
One more-
on Link.
about one or two more hits.
I'm cool.
if
No,
he
I'm
can
good.
Like that's the
smash.
impression that I
I'm chilling.
got.
You can build this final smash.
Oh, wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
And plus, they fully utilized that HD color.
So now
Dance.
that
Definition.
made
Not
their
Yeah.
lofty
there is a
stuff,
lot
they
more
actually got
range that
his,
you can achieve with the
final smash in
HD
hat.
than
Yep, that's
with
terrible.
all
Really,
RCA
that was
colors.
not- That wasn't what I wanted to have.
Oh,
happen.
that's not good. Yeah,
Oh, we should
Which-
also point out that. you
I
can-
mean,
Sometimes that- no,
it's a good thing
we're
that
good,
Oh,
guys.
that was back.
Oh,
they
I
achieved
was say we should point out also
that
that we
much
can actually tell who's in the lead. or
back
not.
then,
come
but
on.
you know,
Yeah.
once you bring it up to current
Get that
current
clipboard.
age,
Come
it also
on,
you know
clipboard
it
power.
did not
No.
Oh,
age
what's up?
that much, like Twilight Princess did.
in the lead
you can
field,
actually
I
see
just
the age
said
on
PS3
the
stock left.
graphics
I don't
on
think
that
you should
one,
use the five.
and I think that's a
Use it.
downfall
Use it.
on using
Yeah.
realistic
Oh, look at
graphics.
Don't hit her. Look at that face.
Oh,
Don't
she's
hit her.
fine.
What
If
are you
you
doing?
go back and play
Right,
other
that's
games
fine.
back on the PS2 that you thought they looked so real back in the day,
There we go.
and look at
Oh, why
them
couldn't you
now,
get up
you
sooner?
I didn't want to.
There's nothing
see
worse
how
than
bad
countering and having someone
they
jump
have
fast.
aged. And to me, that's one of those things where you appreciate the artistry that
I'm
they
surprised that didn't land.
use
No,
or
you
they
can't have that turnip.
envision
my
creating
turn.
all the Zelda games,
Right,
even though
okay.
people
I love that
say
Isabel actually
childish
used her,
graphics or whatever.
fishing hook to draw the turnip in, and then.
And it's something I
pocket
didn't
the hook.
appreciate
Yeah,
back
that's
in
really
the day
good.
when I was younger. But
Oh, nice read.
Oh, that was.
you
really
live and
good.
learn.
Yeah. So the weird thing with Twilight Princess, especially
Oh.
the HD remake, is
just
whenever
fear
they
that-
first
that
showed off
screenshot
the
so
Zelda
much.
Wii U tech demo.
How did you whiff on
when
that?
Aonuma was asked about it, he said that the demo was
Look at that
only a
knockback.
demonstration,
Yeah, nice.
and that was it. That it was them experimenting with what Twilight Princess
No way.
would
Oh.
look like if they were to
You
remake
have to
it
dodge
on the
that turnip,
Nintendo Wii U.
Oh wow, that missed.
Please make it.
But then they ended up remaking
Oh, look at Reed.
Twilight Princess on the
Ace
Nintendo
was
Wii
using
U, and it looked nothing like the
on
tech
the
demo,
on the
where he
Nintendo
said
Wii
that
Pocket, it's a
that's
lot
what the
harder to
remake
hit
would
it.
look like if
Oh,
they
I
did
tried to
remake it.
block
I'm
it.
like, but that's not
You have
That's
no.
not-
You have no. Health
But honestly,
to deal
like
with, though.
after
That's
seeing
I'm gonna eat
that
them anyways.
tech demo, I don't think like the Wii U
Here's
may
a
have been able to
conundrum, though,
run
for Nate
that
is
one
that JC's
room
halfway to his
with
final
graphics
smash.
looking that good.
Although JC missed
But
his last
like
one, so
Breath of the
then
Wild
nothing to worry about.
didn't even look as good as that Zelda Wii U tech demo.
You know what it would have caused? It would have caused so much
Oh.
lag on CPU and a lot of on the GPU portion of it.
Yeah.
But we
It would
found
have
really
created
cool
a
spots
lot
for
of
playing.
Oh.
dropped
nice.
frames and
Especially going out into like Hyrule Field.
yeah, so it would have been like
How
a
can
Oh.
ton
that's
of loading
so
screens because you would have to unload a lot of graphic areas
That's
and then
amazing.
load new ones every so
Oh.
often. So
Yeah.
either you would
That's
have a
what
lot
they
of lag on the GPU, on the performance of it,
There we go. There's
or you would have had
There it
a
is.
lot
Oh,
of loading
no.
screens
No.
just to
Way to
load
go.
a small area.
Use them.
Yeah.
And
I don't even ballad over like the umbrellas right there.
so yeah, the Wii U would not have been able to handle a full game, especially the way
Oh, that's not good.
Twilight Princess ran,
No, you don't. No, you don't.
because it
No,
did
you
have
don't.
a huge
No.
Just remember.
field.
Win.
In that demo, there was
Well
no
done.
real
Well done.
AI.
That was good.
Like the
There
CPU
is
didn't
no
have to
there was-
like
there was winning and then
control what the enemy
Isabel,
was going to do or how it was going to react because
Okay.
all of the
He's so
movements and
cheery.
enemies were
There's nothing
pre-programmed.
that burns your soul more.
Yeah.
than
So that's
staring
even
at that
less
face.
You,
That was
you
good.
can't,
like,
you can't hate Isabel.
stress
I
that
do
it puts on the
apologize.
CPU.
My heart
Hold
rate's
on,
gotta,
this is gonna
gotta
change
calm
it.
down.
That was a good match.
Which
Nice.
the
Lot of
Wii
traps.
U,
I like,
a cool
especially when you
fact that a lot of people don't know
plant gyro
is
at the edge and
the
then we're sitting
Wii
there
U
with your
per
fishing
core
pole out, hanging off the
is
edge.
more
It's like, I literally
powerful
have-
than
I don't-
the
I still don't
regular
understand how I'm supposed to
PlayStation
do
4.
that. I sit there and just get paralyzed by indecision.
But
Oh,
the
I-
thing
bad
is,
choices.
Yeah, see, wanna go?
the Wii U only has 3 cores,
I think
where
the
the
only way to get around that
PlayStation
is
4
if you
has
plant- if
8
you plant a void
cores.
at the
So
corner,
those 8
someone goes
cores
through, they'll- it's
together
invincible, right?
make a
And
more
I can-
powerful
I can-
CPU
void goes up.
than
the
the
void goes up,
Wii
and
U's
then
3
I can just press
cores.
the B button and I cover that entire space.
Yeah.
So your only option is actually to jump up. Let
Yeah,
the
makes
void go
sense.
off 'cause you can
Yeah,
cross
but
the
it's just
barrier,
like
it goes
those
off.
3
Yeah.
cores on their
Fake it and
own,
come back 'cause
like
you're
per
Peach
core
or,
is just
you
so
know,
powerful.
That's your only option.
Yeah, if they would have had 8
Don't have
cores,
to shoot down
you
there,
know,
otherwise you're just gonna get yoinked.
it would have been way different than having.
I'm just gonna grumble about this.
Yeah.
And having
the-
those-
Fine, dude. It's
Sorry,
build.
what?
You can just take it out on build.
Oh, I was just gonna say it would have been
Let's
more
talk about
powerful
the real
in a
stuff.
sense.
Oh,
But
Yes,
again, because they don't want to overprice
Yeah.
things like other companies, they usually
I absolutely
downgrade
Oh, he didn't change the name,
themselves.
that's alright.
Oh, that's
And I mean, for a family entertainment company, I mean, I guess that's good.
yes.
not that
So
free.
King K. Rool's super unique character, and he's really
But
based all around
they
this
take the hit on
rebellion.
part of
Let's
being.
get the taunt going. There it is.
Slap it.
So one of his main moves is his
What's the
counter.
word I'm looking for?
Hit that belly boot.
Being less than
But that
other
belly
companies.
also
But I guess
provides
it's
tons of
alright. I
power
mean,
around
you're
him, a ton
buying
of
a,
his moves. We're not gonna, like,
a Switch
right,
for
pull it off
$300 when the
kind of
PS4
difficult to
Pro,
like
you know,
on
it's
command,
They might see it during matches.
for $100.
but if it gets
So you're
hit,
still paying
like
less
3
than any
times,
other
it
current
actually
generation.
breaks, and then King K. Rool is stunned. But I'm going to take you through his moves here. So we're going to move with the forward tilt. That is
I don't know how you
good
feel
damage
about that
move.
or
Left
what you
back.
think.
up tilt.
Personally, like
That thing is amazing. By
That's
the way.
amazing. Hits in the front and
consoles,
to the top.
like even the cheap
We got
consoles,
the down tilt.
are
This one has a
expensive.
Huge range.
Oh, sorry.
And it will
And so
knock
like I would
back,
rather
but if
pay
you
like an
sweet spot
extra
it, it'll actually
$100
very
or $150 and get something that's more powerful
Yeah,
if
that's
I'm
so much
already
power.
paying that much.
Just leveraging that too and making really good reads.
Yeah.
on that down tilt.
Yeah.
Nintendo
can
being like a
lock up
family-friendly
something. It's
thing,
guaranteed. It's
like
guaranteed
with
smash
the
with it.
Switch.
Yep. We got the
That's
neutral
right.
A combo.
Like if I'm paying,
We got,
it's like
one of my favorites
$300,
is
right, to get the
Barry,
Nintendo Switch.
Pile driver. It's one that you can use to great
I mean,
effect if I'm running
there's
around,
something
I can,
about
hold up. I can
about
grab
going to the
his
store. I was just at
Barry and follow
GameStop
up with
and
something.
I looked
But
over
it's
at the
actually
wall
really
and
easy
I
to
see
wiggle
the
out of, so
Nintendo
it's kind of
Switch,
a read that you have to make. You have to, like,
regular
I'm gonna go
Nintendo
out really
Switch,
quick. If so, I'm gonna try to
$2.99.
hit 'em, like on the way as they jump out, or if you think they're gonna stay a little bit, you can just try to punish with the smash.
$2.99, and then I look
but
over at the
you
PS4
then
Pro,
have
and I'm looking at
is-
$3.99.
So forward B
And
is
somehow
gonna
I
be a
still
crown
want to
that
buy,
comes out and then comes
even
right
though I
back
don't need
to
it,
the left
another
side.
Switch
I can
because
actually
I'm like,
reuse
I
it.
can afford that
So
better
if
than
it falls off the stage.
Or I can pick it up.
Or you can pick it up.
Better than
then I come back,
adding
and then I can't actually use that until
a
Not your
you know,
card.
or let's say
Like that.
an Xbox One
Good,
S.
It'll always come back.
Yeah.
And I just have
Like
to run into it to get it.
I'm more inclined to actually
Then
buy
we
a
have the Neutral
Switch,
B, which is this blunderbuss.
and especially because
So you can actually.
I mean I'm not
Yeah,
married
you can
and I don't
actually shoot it
have
out
kids
and
anymore,
leave it at
but
that. Or if you keep holding,
going
you
on a
can
road
start
trip,
vacuuming if someone comes
and
in,
I could have the
then,
Switch
take them. It can also
and take the
fire out
games
other
with the
projectiles or
kids
items.
and have them be
Or
quiet in
you
the
can
back
actually
seat.
Fire the.
I'd rather have
switch
that
back and then shoot it
than
another
screaming kids,
I can also, if this happens, I can then.
which
like
is
that.
another reason
Let's say
why I
stuck
think
Diddy in here.
the 3DS is not
Nope.
going away too fast.
I'm trying.
But I do think something is coming in the next year or so.
Anyway, I can switch directions a bit. We'll see that a little bit later.
Because I'm looking at the wall and also the 2DS,
Okay. Diddy's Final Smash is
$150 or something like that.
It's so hard to avoid
Which
this thing.
I want to pay
Like,
that just so they can
If
be
you're
quiet,
lucky, you
type
might
of
be able
deal.
to dodge that last hit, which is the strongest one.
Something
Survive?
interesting
Yes.
that
Not only
not a
that,
lot of people
but
think
this
about with
dude's
the Nintendo
recovery
Switch
is ridiculous.
So
like,
if
and
you
so this
go
recovery,
back
as I'm flying up,
to
the propeller
because they
actually
want
does
to
damage. So
think of
someone's
the
trying to
Switch
dunk
and
you
be
or
like, oh,
someone's
it's like a
trying
really
to,
powerful handheld console.
basically
It's hard to do.
But in
do that
reality,
it's going
it isn't.
to help you
The
kind of stay
Nintendo
safe
Switch
during
is
Yeah,
a
just like that.
normal
Let's
Really
say powerful Final
powerful
Smash.
handheld
Oh, yeah.
console
Final Smash.
because if you go back to the PSP, in terms of graphics, the
cannot believe
PSP
you
was
survived
somewhere
that.
between
I was
like
getting
a
upset with that
PlayStation
yesterday
1
so much. She was getting like,
and
what? How do I
a
do that?
PlayStation 2.
So that is the
And then if you go to the
Blast-O-Matic,
PlayStation Vita, it was somewhere
Donkey
between a
Kong Country 2,
PS2 and a
I believe.
PS3.
Just destroyed DK Island, and
And the same with the 3DS,
So
where
yeah,
like
down
the
smash.
3DS came out and it was like around the same power as like
Wow.
they're always like
His back air
between
is
the last
incredible.
generation
So his
and the
back
new
air,
generation when a new handheld comes out.
Actually, I believe that does. And
So
it
like
has-
with the
Oh,
PS
yeah, it
Vita,
does.
it has a
It's like
huge
one of the
it was
most
between the
satisfying
PS2
things.
Yeah, it's hard to pull
and the
off
PS3.
because back air is
and then they
huge
came out with the
because you're trying to time
PS4.
it and, like,
So
you
if
have to
Sony
give
would
it some
have
lead
released
time, but that's pretty
like
probably
a
the most
Vita
satisfying
2 or
thing
whatever
I-
would have
I've
come
ever
next,
seen.
it
One
would
of
have
my
been
favorite
between the
moves of his is
PlayStation
his
3
neutral air because
and the
his belly
PlayStation 4,
comes down.
which is
And it
where the
actually
Nintendo
will,
Switch is.
Again, have super armor.
So the Nintendo
So as
Switch
I'm
isn't this
using it, if
super
someone's trying to hit me,
powerful
we're done
handheld
trade
console. The
probably at best.
Nintendo Switch is as
Yeah, I
powerful
think
as a
it's
typical
It's got
handheld
and there we go.
console
Crack
would
it,
be
crack
this
it,
generation.
So that's gonna happen all the time.
Because,
And again, if you
like,
keep using that,
When the
and
Switch
you keep
launched,
getting hit in the
it was
belly,
just as
your belly will break,
powerful
and you will get stunned for a
compared
good
to
amount
the
of
other
time.
consoles as the Vita was when it first launched.
But yeah, that's about
So,
it. Oh, I forgot about the up
yeah.
smash.
Oops, sorry.
It's something that like not a lot of people.
that
It's
one
just
took me
because
Up smash is amazing.
it's more
because
powerful
it,
than the
goes
Wii
up
U.
and then
A lot
forward.
of people look
So you
at
can
it
use
as
cover a
like,
good
oh,
amount of
it's
distance.
like the Wii U,
And
but
then
it's more
the
powerful and it's a
down air
handheld.
dunks, which is
It's
vital
like,
on
yeah,
the
but
Wii.
Nintendo's been like behind a
Two dunk
generation, where like the Wii U was competing with like the PS3 and the 360,
are
not the
going
PlayStation
to,
4. So whenever
go to
they
a full
came
match
out
here.
with
Yes.
their
And
console,
I'm gonna kick your butt.
that was handheld. Yeah, just
So I
something
remember
interesting
when I
that
played
not a lot of
against,
people
King
talk
K.
about.
Rool,
It's
like
fun to
I always
switch over
forget
for
that he's got a lot of.
Yeah, I mean,
So I remember Demetrius. One time you were using the
Nintendo,
like
and
forward
they've
tilt,
stated
you
it
were just
before that
flattening all day,
Nintendo's
and I
not
kept trying to hit it, and I was just getting
looking to have
like,
the best technology
Oh, I remember that.
and expensive
You're
or
gonna have a bad time
um,
if you just kind of keep running. If you keep running into it.
It always
the
opens
newest
up a lot of
innovation
opportunities.
because
Yeah, I think that like
they've
kids
said
are
it
big,
themselves
you
that they're
assume
not
not
able to
really
reach
happy
to
as
as
a
many
He
people
can move.
as if
It's
they
also
stay
really frustrating
behind
because
with
it's so used to
what's
also going out and
accessible
stage and just
accessible
trying
to
down
families.
smash someone, like trying to try to dunk him. But yeah, you need something that's got a lot of like weight to dunk something because he's got that propeller and it just interrupts everything. Like, yeah,
because they're able to reach
it's,
more people and it's more accessible to the common person, not to the average person, and not that game enthusiast that is trying to get the best of the best.
Proper. There we go.
So I'm expecting by next generation,
sweet.
4K TVs are going to be more accessible.
Okay.
So more than likely,
So like a 4K
They-
TV
I mean,
right
it's
now is
The
literally
stage is
just
also
as
really
cheap
cool
as a
too.
normal
So as a
1080p
thank you for the
TV.
taunts, I appreciate the Treehouse tradition.
yeah, exactly. So next
so in fact, I
generation,
love
4K is
Battlefield
there's going to be
edition
8K TVs, and we're going to have
Oh man, it is beautiful. And we have the Odyssey in the back flying around.
we're gonna have better or 4K TVs more accessible. Even so,
I really love that addition to the Final Destinations and Battlefields of every stage.
so I'm expecting to
Appreciate the aesthetic no matter what. Even if
for it to be more.
I tried being
8K
all meta, and I tried putting like a
TV
Battlefield
is
version of Battlefield.
the only content that they'd be able to make for 8K
Ah,
TVs because that's like IMAX resolution. Like you would just need like a super powerful computer, and then you would have to like render games
go,
at
Eric.
that
Come on.
resolution because like movies
Don't
wouldn't be able
frown.
to film at that resolution yet.
That's right. Don't let him get that.
Well, yeah, and I mean I don't even think the human eye can actually capture
Try to reach for a non-existent
that
camera.
many. I think the image would end up turning a little bit
Yeah, it doesn't work against gravity.
blurry
You got this.
at that resolution.
Oh!
Like it wouldn't be
That's
crisper.
too.
It would be just
Okay, I'm getting too greedy.
there would be like a haze around, you know,
I know.
a
This
person's
is just all about the comeback now, I guess.
Ooh.
head or something.
Yeah, so Dell has
that-
an
yeah, that
8K
up-
monitor.
so-
It's
Oh,
like
gets me every
good.
time.
thousands of dollars.
Ooh. Yeah, on the second hit.
I don't
hits
even know if
twice.
it's
Even if you
like
block the first
released
one, just
yet.
remember
I just
if your
remember
space
seeing
out
a
properly, it
video of
does
Linus
second
Tech
time.
Tips where they were looking at it.
That
Whiffed it.
I'm
And like
totally
even I
okay
think
with
the best GPU at the time was like a 1080 Ti, and they weren't even
Oh, that
able
wasn't
to
good,
like
dude.
run anything on it.
Send it up again. You can feel it.
Oh, I tried.
Oh. He needs
I don't
this.
even
You'd
care.
have to run like Pong. You might be able to run Pong.
Yeah. That's definitely
Oh, for sure.
Because then you like the screen's black, so you only have to
Almost.
render
Yeah,
like the
seriously,
one
got stalled there
pixel
at the end.
that's bouncing back and forth.
You know, and it,
No!
I don't know. It's just I think
Man,
technology is
that
advancing
was
so
sad.
fast, and
That was sad all around.
you know, with such leaps and
So
bounds,
Demetrius, want to go ahead and tell me what happened there? I'm
Take us
I'm
through
not
that
That I
play by
think-
play.
Yeah,
the GPUs nowadays they're
How
overhyping
about that next match?
the ray tracing,
Okay.
Flip that. Right, that's good.
I tried to go
but
for
staying at
another
the same
board and
performance level.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Oh my
Totally.
gosh, I'm just embarrassing
It's no, it's
myself
okay.
this
If
time.
anything.
we all
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it happens.
It's fine. It
All right,
happens.
should we get some more players in here?
Yes,
Let's.
I think they
please.
got one more
this one.
match,
Did-
Let's swap.
and then
Oh, is
they're,
there-
they're switching to the
Secret,
surprise.
secret guest arrived next to me.
Ooh,
This is
Bill Trinin's
Why
back
does-
in.
all right. That's
doing,
that's
Chris?
good. I'm all right. I'm doing
Okay.
great. Actually.
yeah, I have it playing on the
I
background.
always have fun playing Bill. It is. We do this. Stay late.
So yeah, it was really funny
Playing more.
for the 17 people still watching.
So,
Thank you.
That's good
Okay.
stuff.
But
All
when
right.
we were all at E3,
We're gonna play
I
some
forgot where we were walking
four-player
to, but
action. I
Daniel
think I'm
and
gonna
I like
stick
we
with
both
this
looked at each other and was like,
probably.
"Was
Eric,
that
who
Bill?"
are you
Because
going
he just
to
like
be?
walked
I'm
right
going
past
to
us.
be Kincaid.
And as we turned around to look
You
at
mean
Bill
Kincaid again?
to
Alright.
see if it actually
Bill,
was
you?
him, he
I'm
heard
gonna
us
give people their
say,
first
"Is
look at
that
Crom
Bill?"
in
So he turned around and looked
Oh,
at
you want
us,
some of that
and
Crom
when he
action.
turned
Okay.
around, he
right.
was wearing his E3
Go
name
back.
tag,
Get off my name.
and his name
Who is
tag
that?
said Bill.
That's
So we
right.
were like, "Yeah, that's definitely Bill."
Thank you. Much love.
And then the idiots we were, instead of being
And I'll
because
get
he
rid of Bill
knew
because I'm
we
not
said,
Bill.
"Is that Bill?" and he turned around and everything. instead of greeting him and being like, "Hi, we're fans," or "Hi, it's nice to meet you."
I know. Even I.
We just turned around and
like, who? Where?
Oh wait, let me get my name in the.
Yeah, because you guys got.
That's right. It's good luck.
Bankrolled a little.
Yeah.
Therefore, just know that. Just knowing.
It's like when we went to go meet that one video gamer, Gerard.
So Bill's Crom. I'm over here getting
Gerard Khalil. The bearded dude.
Yeah. The guy that looks like you.
Yeah.
Oh,
but he's a lot more handsome.
You fancy person, you. Oh.
That's debatable. All I seen was a big beard.
We were watching that GameSpot interview with who was it? Who was on the stage at the time?
It was probably kind of funny because that's who I was watching there.
Well, yeah, he was the one conducting the interview.
No way.
But who was he interviewing?
He interviewed like the Microsoft people and then like other random people that were like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember who he was interviewing, and how all of a sudden, seeing Daniel pointing out that one video gamer standing out there between the crowd, just made me get up with a limp because my leg was asleep. So I hopped all the way over there, and he wasn't there anymore.
Oh, what? How did you win?
And then here I go looking like a prairie dog or a meerkat, and I'm just looking around, and I see him turn to the side, and I see his profile with his beard.
Do it.
And I'm like, Daniel, there he is!
Do the flow chart, Ken. Come on.
And there I go limping until all the blood flow went back into my leg, and that was the fastest I walked the entire time we were there. And Daniel was actually surprised that a short person like myself was able to get over there that fast.
Oh man, this looks beautiful. Are you looking at the screen right now? I don't mean to interrupt you, but they're at that Majora's Mask stage at the lake.
Oh. Mine's a little bit delayed.
Yeah. I forgot the name of it.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Great Bay Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, like looking in the backgrounds, like if that's what Majora's Mask HD could look like.
What was that? Was it back air?
Please.
Yeah. This is what Majora's Mask will look on the Switch. Hello, Tevi, by the way.
The ocean even has waves in the water. Like in the actual game, there's not even waves.
This looks reminiscent of like the water in Breath of the Wild.
Also, Tevi's here. Hi, Tevi.
Hello.
Her.
No.
You got it all first.
No, why?
So, how about that Smash Direct? Huh?
Yeah, we're waiting. There's supposed to be a big surprise at the end of the treehouse, so we're waiting for that.
You guys
wait, a big what?
Earlier, before they started playing Yoshi, they were like, next up we're going to be coming back and playing Yoshi, and then we're going to be playing more Smash Brothers, and after that we have something special.
Alright.
But they didn't say what it was.
I'm gonna... Ooh, they're playing on the Great Bay stage.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Damn it, Tevi!
Saying it.
I'm sorry, I just got home.
I was like, if they're making a Wind Waker or not Wind Waker, Majora's Mask HD, I hope it looks like this.
My bad.
Oh my god, this looks gorgeous.
Oh, there it is.
It does.
If they make an 8-bit Mario remake, I hope it looks like this.
Actually, that stage looks like it belongs in Breath of the Wild.
It's gonna be great.
Dance off.
Ooh, stage transition.
Oh no!
I thought it looked better than
Fine, then I'm dancing with you.
The Breath of the Wild graphics. that Majora's Mask
No!
HDness that we got there.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
That looked fantastic.
Like there was waves in the water. There's not even waves in like Wind Waker barely has waves, and that entire game's full of water.
Ooh, the Squid Sisters.
You're Squid.
Get that assist trophy, man.
Look at my boy King K. Rool. Look at him.
If you notice, they're playing with 3 new characters. Isabelle, K. Rool.
Save me.
How much damage is that in?
How much damage?
So,
that's this trophy does a lot.
How about that piranha plant, huh?
It does.
Oh, come on.
So
that piranha plant
I
was
didn't know
awesome.
it did that much.
Dude, I
think they
cannot
added it in.
wait for that.
Yeah, I think they added it in as a bonus just because they don't have to spend
That
the
was
extra
good.
time
I'll
animating
take
arms
that.
and legs. Like they can just
play
have
it.
it hop.
Let's get you.
Yeah.
Again?
Oh, Isabel's so pure. Look at her.
And by the way, I think they might have used
big one.
What's the big one?
the character model
From the game. Who else is coming in?
from
This
time.
Mario Tennis.
Oh, yeah, let's
because they already had
Oh,
it.
you make room?
The new people are coming in.
Backing up, everybody. Come in. It'll be great. Whoever.
All right. So what's it gonna do? They have. Oh no, they're
What are they
playing.
gonna do?
I think they're playing 8-player Smash right now. So maybe it's after this.
There you go.
Oh,
Make sure we get some
Damn it.
friendly space.
If I win,
Also, the girl that's wearing like the blue, like kneeling on the floor,
Please don't.
she used
Who's
to
driving?
drive for
Let
IGN.
the D drive.
Really?
Oh yeah, sure, I'll drive
Let's do.
Oh, is that Audrey?
Stage-wise.
I think so. She quit her job at IGN where she wrote about Nintendo to go and work for Nintendo.
Work for Nintendo.
Which is exactly what Jose did.
Simple, right? We can get a Fight Club down there.
Jose Otero, he was the host of the Nintendo voice chat, and then he was like, hey, instead of talking about Nintendo, how about I actually go and work for Nintendo? That way people can talk about the things that I make.
Is it bad that I just noticed Bill
Incarnate is
sitting
really
there?
pretty, by the way. I just want you to know.
Yeah, it's bad.
What they did to it. They updated the stuff on graphics.
It's like if
Oh right, that's why.
Reggie was standing in the background and you just noticed him.
Yeah.
Like he's been standing there the entire time.
So we have 7 in at the moment.
Oh wait, that's my hallucination. Don't worry.
So what did you guys think? Cannon Incineroar, huh?
Out of control.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the stupid thing is, like, everyone that was like, no, Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's not going to have DLC, because it already has all the DLC people there. And I'm like, did you not see what they did with Pokken Tournament? Like, Pokken Tournament had DLC, and they gave it more DLC.
There you go.
Like, that's the entire point of DLC, is, like, it's stuff that releases after the game comes out.
Oh, one of them's playing as Young Link.
Mario Kart got DLC not too long ago.
Dudes on screen.
Yeah. Dude, look at this roster, man.
Yeah, the Breath of the Wild. It was free DLC.
I'm gonna.
It's the best DLC.
Just spam.
Oh yeah.
This roster is fantastic.
I know, they got Pichu in a pirate hat.
Dude!
Coming.
They got Olimar and 3 Pikmin.
Oh, man, where's the taunt at?
Yes, come here, Nate. Let's play in our favorite spot.
Wow.
That Falco.
Where's Link? Okay, Link's at the bottom.
Oh my. Okay, we gotta find him again. I found him.
Ooh, somebody died.
They got ice.
Okay, he's got the same. He's got rapid jab.
Bill's here with Yoshi. Oh, that's not.
Side smash.
Where is Scott?
He just
nowhere.
He just stepped up nowhere.
No, don't look at nowhere.
Have they shown off any new Final Smashes yet?
Turn sideways.
Yeah. I forgot who it was, but I seen a Final Smash earlier.
Okay. Well,
You know,
hopefully Young Link gets a Smash Ball.
Everyone play.
If
This is gonna get
a Smash Ball.
They may have
electricity into the middle of
Sorry, what, Gibbs?
Ruin this.
Oh, I was gonna say this is gonna get hectic real quick.
Oh no!
Yeah, this
The 8-player.
in Fight Club or not. Get
this
down.
looks a little bit more hectic than anything on the Wii U.
Providing musical accompaniment.
Yeah.
It's I'm sorry. We're watching the direct. I didn't change the Twitch. We're watching.
Oh,
Try you again, Nate.
Where did I go?
Skull Kid could have a chance to get in.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they have the Final Smash meter.
Hey, Nate.
Oh, we might get to see Young
Was
Link's
that the
Final
Thwomp or was
Smash.
that you, Smitty?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they
he's
do
closer
have
to
a
getting
meter.
it full than anyone else.
Yeah. Well, Jigglypuff's getting pretty
no.
close.
My shield.
Well, that's Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Nate, are you enjoying being
No
a
one cares
popsicle?
about Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff. Like they already.
Okay, this Thwomp assist trophy is fantastic.
Don't look at the beautiful scenery.
Look at Bill spawned in the original Bill hole.
Are you?
Oh no!
That's by
About
design.
the Bill hole. Alright, we're to the hole.
Young Link's almost there.
No!
He's almost there.
There, he's there. He's there. No, it's lowered.
Yep.
He's gotta get it back up.
Yeah, nice. That's
He's getting it back up. It's getting close to red.
Star
Oh,
There he is.
it's getting close.
Is he
the
gonna
great
use it?
ball.
Oh, it's the
That's
same
beating me when I was playing Daisy.
as Adult Link from the last one.
Fair enough.
It is?
Yeah.
So strong.
I haven't seen it yet.
Just gonna hang up.
This is the Triforce Slash.
No!
Let's hang out here together, dude. We can survive this.
Is she just larger?
Well, that's kind of disappointing.
There's a lot of Final Smashes coming.
Rip the dreams for Fierce Deity Link, I guess.
Dude, they missed such a big opportunity on that. What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm behind you.
Oh my god, so many Yoshis.
Oh well. At least all three Links don't have the same Final Smash.
Don't hit me with that. Is the worst item.
But they did miss a big opportunity on that.
Olimar sends a
Dude.
rocket.
That Yoshi Stampede is such a throwback. It's so good.
It reminds me of the death scene from The Lion King.
Don't
It
hit me with
does.
that.
When all of the one thing, I forgot what the buffalo stampede.
Ramblin'.
What was it?
Oh, no, that thing's terrible.
The wildebeest.
Yeah, the wildebeest.
That's fantastic.
Long live the king.
Long live the Yoshi.
No, Nate, I'm sorry, please.
I swear, if I ever get to play with Yoshi and do the ultimate, I will say that.
Well, long live the king.
Yeah, I will say that.
Okay, so maybe maybe you guys can understand what he's saying.
No.
But Miku,
Yes, Bill,
Miku plays games. Says, I believe they did say that no characters are going to have any more transformations or any that miss.
Tossing me.
If you're not right next to them.
wow.
What's he talking about?
Oh my god, I'm gonna go
There are
right
no
off.
longer any like transformation final smashes. So, like while some characters will still transform for their final smash, you don't control their transformations like regular characters.
I have read the calculus book. I am
Okay.
simply-
Okay, I get what you're saying. He says
Okay.
Mike US. Okay, Mike us. Okay. I got you.
Yeah, like with Game & Watch, he would transform into the octopus, and you could freely move around the stage and extend your tentacles. But for this one, he turns into the octopus and just charges across the screen.
Well, I mean, that would have been fine. I mean,
How did you whip that?
Link does the Triforce Smash, but he is just slashing away automatically, right?
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, that's what I would imagine.
Link in the chat just quoted you, Gibbs. Long live the king.
Nice.
She's really scared of the fun.
Why are you running?
All right, this is a bit more manageable now.
No running.
Oh, you're
now.
gonna stay up
By
there? You're gonna stay out
Jigglypuff.
there?
Yeah, I
you made
think
it. Good.
the DLC, they're gonna have like one character from each of their
this is
main
good.
franchises, maybe. Like one from
Yeah.
like a new character from Mario, which likely be Waluigi because everyone will buy
It all
it.
comes down to this.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do another Mario.
Let's get a good stretch.
Just
going.
because Piranha Plant's gonna be a new character.
Yeah, but that like you could completely miss out on
Goodness, Scott.
Piranha
Yeah,
Plant. Like you have until the end of
He's got it.
January, and if you
Yeah.
don't
Well,
get him, then
they did say that. Well, I read somewhere that Piranha Plant will be free DLC for a little bit, but once that time's up, he'll be paid DLC.
yeah, it's paid. Okay, so it's,
Yeah.
the end
Yeah,
of
they-
January is the cutoff
Oh my
date
gosh, you
for
guys.
free.
Oh, okay.
Well, we did
Alright.
it.
Which is not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Thank you guys so much for
Hey,
joining us
any
today.
chance to get a free
But
character
we are
is
going
all right
to
with
take
me.
A break for just a minute. Next
yeah,
up
they're doing
is,
the special thing.
Diablo 3
No,
Eternal
no.
Legends. This next segment
That's
contains
stupid.
mature content. So
They said
follow the
Diablo
instructions on
3.
the upcoming
That's what the
graphics
special
No.
thing
to the
was.
stream.
Because it has
Until
Ganondorf
next
in it.
time, we will see you later.
That
Stick around.
sucks.
Yep. Stick around.
Why do they tease us that long and just give us
Aw.
Diablo?
Damn it.
Like, how are you gonna say something special is coming up and then be like, it's Diablo 3? No one cares about Diablo 3. Came
Yeah,
out
I don't
like
care
10
about
years
Diablo
ago.
3.
Like, yeah, it has Ganondorf in it, but Skyrim had Link in it, and that wasn't enough for me to buy it.
Yeah.
It was just his clothing anyway.
Yeah. So,
And
on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy were you guys with this direct?
It was like a 7.5 out of 10.
I give it an 8.
I'll give you an 8.
I thought that. Oh, thank you. I thought that the.
Wait,
I thought
it ended. Their stream ended. What the heck?
Yeah.
Maybe
I
they're
thought
gonna
that
come back
the Twitch stream will stop, restart, and may present you with an option to continue. Viewers on YouTube will need to click the link in the description below the box below, and follow instructions.
No, yeah, it started back for me.
I thought that the direct we got in August was better.
I thought you were better.
Aww. But I still thought this was pretty good.
Skull
I can't wait
Kids, Sorry.
Yeah, Skull Kid. Rip Skull Kid.
Call me Zelda one more time in the chat says Skull Kid's final smash could be him calling upon the giants. I don't know why they would do that. They hated each other in that game towards the end.
Yeah.
He would be calling on the moon.
And
then they would be crushing everyone. I don't think he would call the 4 giants. Link's the one that calls the giants.
But they made up at the end of the game.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
But that's still like the giants are like, you kind of like screwed up everyone in Termina, and then you like almost, that's something that like you can't really forgive. Like, not only was he going to kill everyone, but he made everyone's final days completely horrible as well. So it's like you didn't just threaten to kill everyone, you tortured them as well.
That all those people in Termina will have PTSD from the moon.
Yeah. Like,
they will not be able to look
Tingle,
at a full moon.
Tingle is someone that you forgive. Like, just that weird, creepy guy that likes to draw maps. That's something you can forgive. Maybe you can forgive Mallow, like the Mallow Mart, for like selling overpriced stuff. That's something you can forgive. You can't forgive someone that's like terrorizing you. Okay, he says he was possessed. He was possessed after he put on the mask. Before he got on the mask, you can talk to everyone and you'll hear stories about how this imp went around and ruined everything for everyone. It was just when he got the mask, that's when he summoned the moon to fall. Before that, he terrorized everyone. Like, the giants hated him a long time before he got the mask. Like, everyone tell you a story about how like an evil imp like played tricks on everyone.
He's the friend that wants to go out all the time, but you have to go to work. It's like, come on, you can you could miss work one day. No, I have to go to work. And then you end up missing work, and then
it's like, I'm on salary.
Bad friends.
Tingo would be cool, I guess. Yeah, Tingo. I could see Tingo in Smash. He did a good job in Hyrule Warriors.
Oh yeah. At this point, with Piranha Plant being a character, I believe that it's possible to make a moveset for any character for Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's still kind of weird that Piranha Plant got in before all of these other characters.
All right, so here's the 5 DLC characters. The 4 champions.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're about to show
and
you
Skull
some Diablo 3 Eternal.
No. You got it all wrong. It's the 4 champions and Skull Kid.
Toxic.
You'll see the toxic soon.
Hi, sorry. I was just
literally what he just said.
No, he said the 4 giants.
No.
I said the 4
champions.
Yeah, he said the 4 champions.
We're getting looped.
I heard giants.
And then we got Vincent, aka
Yeah,
Vince.
I was about to say, like,
So they're
just
playing
said the same
multiplayer
thing.
Diablo.
Yeah, so like
Oh boy, multiplayer Diablo.
We're gonna split
Dixon
this in pretty much
from
into 2 parts.
Xenoblade
So to
1
start,
for Smash.
I wanted kind of show you guys Act 1.
Yeah, the worst part about that direct was I made a bet with I made a bet with a buddy of mine on whether or not that Grinch leak was real or fake.
I thought it was
and
And
since it's fake,
so right now
I cannot talk at all tomorrow.
There's a video that
I lost the
we
bet.
did on the podcast last night that I just like I can't upload it because it talks about the leak.
It's all about collecting loot, using different abilities to take down monsters, while
It's half fake.
lot of playing with your friends, I should say.
How so is it half fake?
When you're in the leaderboard.
Because the Grinch is a DLC character.
Now, right now, pretty much to start out, I am actually.
They just gotta wait for the movie to come out before they announce
my
it.
own actual build.
Yeah.
It can still happen.
Star was kind of random.
It could still happen. I don't know. I think one of the DLC characters is going to be at least. There's going to be at least one third-party character.
So if we actually go into the inventory screen, it's breaking down.
I hope Banjo.
We have a radial menu which shows each different piece.
I think
of equipment.
maybe like when
For
Kingdom
example,
Hearts
it's my
3
main
releases,
hand, over here
maybe
is my
put
off
Sora Sora in it?
I hope so. I really hope Sora gets in before Gino.
You want Sora before Waluigi.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think you can make a better moveset for Sora than you can Waluigi.
So you get loot, you collect them,
No.
you use them to
So
that's just me.
Micah plays games, says, I'm sorry, but why in the world would you believe the Grinch would be in Smash? We don't. It was a joke.
The A button gives me Fists of Thunder for
because the leak was called the Grinch leak because they also leaked
additional
like a
ability
Grinch
that releases an electric
something.
shock
Yeah.
with every punch.
Well, now that the Grinch leak is pretty much confirmed fake, I don't know if they're gonna come out and say how they did it.
And there's
and stuff
basically
like
like an
Scorch
ability in the
M
room
says
for every
Grinch,
place
Shrek,
it's
and
the depth in
Goku
this game
as
is
newcomers.
incredible how much you can customize your character. And
Right,
exactly
lots of customization.
That's who
many
I
different
want.
ways to
Like
play,
the
many
Dragon Ball
different
Broly
abilities.
movie's coming out, so give us
and I haven't even
Goku,
unlocked them
give
all
us
yet.
like
I'm just
Vegeta
great
or
for myself.
Broly as an Echo. No, okay, so that's another thing. If they do come out with the DLC character, do you think they would have an Echo for that DLC character as well?
skills for this one class.
And like include them in as the same bundle?
Right.
Nah, I don't think so.
I would hope so.
I hope so, but I don't think so.
Wishful thinking. Because then we
Yeah,
could get
wishful
Grinch and
to play
Shrek,
with each time.
right?
Yeah. It's not like they're mad that you punched their door in.
Or we can get Toon Link and Puss in Boots.
They might not like that.
Because they both have swords and they're both really short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I
that'd be
played
great.
Diablo 3 when it came out.
I mean, come on. If we have Ken and Ryu in there, we
Now
could
that I
have
picked it up again on
Vegeta
Switch,
and
like, I'm just touching
and
stuff
Goku.
I never even saw before. One,
Right.
It
because
could
games
work.
changed so much,
It could work.
Yeah.
but also,
So
like,
we're
there's
probably
so
going
many
to do a
classes I just
video,
never played,
like
never
maybe later today or
experienced
tomorrow or
different
something
things, and, like,
on the
And with
the
the Eternal Collection,
podcast,
all
but
of the DLC
talking about
comes
like the
included
5
from the
DLC
start, so you
characters
get
we
to play as the
want.
new Necromancer
But what are the
class,
5 characters that you guys
as well
want?
as
Because
jump
like
right
if I had to
into
go
seasons
with
as well.
any
Plus,
of my
we've been
5,
playing together
I would say
on
Skull
Friend,
Kid,
which is amazing that you can just pick it up and
Banjo,
start playing anywhere at any time.
Goku,
Played an unhealthy amount, but I love it.
Sora, and
We're
the
not gonna admit
5th
how much.
would be
Better that way.
I don't think I should.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't.
I really love this game. It's so much fun.
a canon fierce deity
So let me
instead
go
of
ahead
just
and
like
take these guys
a
down so
costume
they know
swap
where
for
to
Adult Link.
Now, to explain
that-
why
that
it's
would be
called,
my 5.
The Fallen Star,
Banjo,
the
Sora,
first act is essentially
Fierce Deity, Skull
the
Kid,
world is called Sanctuary,
and
and
whoever
something
the
has
other
fallen
person
from the
was that
sky
said, I
in
already
the town of
forgot.
Tristram, and we're investigating this cathedral.
All right. What about you, Gibbs? I'll let you go first.
Waluigi would be cool because it'd make everyone happy, but realistically, I would never play as Waluigi.
Roundabout way, yeah.
I would.
Otherwise, I don't want to explain the whole entire chapter.
I would
play as
too,
well.
but
It's a good way to kind of start it out.
Do you think before he starts
Alright, so
punching,
Gibbs.
you've got time to bring out your little
I would
gold collecting
go
kit?
with Jesse on the
Yes, I
Fierce
need to.
Deity,
Well, I also have it on my
like
other
its own
characters
character.
Oh, okay. We'll say
Yeah.
Maybe as an Echo Fighter, maybe.
Okay, so
Maybe.
here's a cool idea. Because Fierce
But then, so you're
Deity
playing
in the
single
game,
player right
like
now,
in
but you've got
Majora's
that character
Mask,
along
like
with you to help you out.
he has no
Yeah, so I
shield,
have
but he
my
has like a
follower. This
super
is the very
OP
first follower you
attack.
get. You get 3
So it'd
total,
be
but you can
interesting
only
if
use
in
one at a
the
time when
Smash
playing
Bros
by
they did the
yourself.
same thing to where
When
like
you have friends, they don't,
maybe his red
they
bubble
don't
that
join you,
appears
but it's
over
still
him
nice to have.
can take like maybe a quarter
trying
to
to focus
half as
on
much damage as a normal fighter.
Is there a boss fight?
But
you
in
can pay attention
return,
to
his
right now?
attack
This
is
guy
actually a
called,
lot
you know, the
stronger
Mad King of
than a
Tristram. I
normal
just
person.
gotta
It's just
protect
like he has
myself.
no
Got the giant
defense to
mace.
equal it out.
Trying to
I
rearrange
think
it.
something like
Wearing
that
his
could set it
crowns, so
apart.
you can
Otherwise,
do
it would
that.
just be a copy of Link.
So whenever you're seeing these yellow
Alright,
numbers
so
pop
go.
up, those are
Gibbs.
the critical attacks that you're doing. Every
And
attack you do has
I've been
like,
thinking
a
about
damage number
this.
that pops up, but you can customize which
And
ones
I would-
you are. So currently, only
I
critical
would want
attacks are showing
Rex
up
in
to
it
tell you how much
from
damage you do.
Xenoblade 2.
It gets really visually
The on-
crazy. if you got
the only
health
reason
bars
is
on
because,
and the damage numbers on, and you're
a
playing
costume
an AoE
doesn't
damage
do it
class.
for me.
I'm also
But I would think
using one attack to
Fierce
build up for
Deity
another attack. Essentially,
and
once have Spirit,
Banjo. Give us Banjo,
and
come
that's
on.
that globe you're seeing on the bottom
Banjo
left-hand
is
side
a
of the
great-
screen. I'm building that
And
up
then
so I
you
can
can
great
could be
character.
Echo. That would piss
Yeah,
me off.
why not?
Case in point, which was
Friendly reminder.
Why not?
Perfect segue.
Because it would piss Microsoft
Better
off.
now than when you were fighting the giant skeleton.
yeah, correct.
Oh, true.
And that was a pretty easy
True.
fight,
I
but
didn't think
that's
about
because you've kind of played this character up a little bit.
And
you're
let's
on a
see,
certain
what other
difficulty level.
game?
There are
Right.
so many difficulty
There's
levels you can
vast
set this
amounts of
to.
difficulty levels, so that's just
Oh
a
man,
quick
put
look
like
exactly.
put Kratos in there,
That's,
like
the
PlayStation
Toadette,
All
why not?
Stars
full
or
story,
Mortal Kombat.
travel around
had
this really
Kratos.
cool world.
Toadette?
going different spots, but we're
Yeah.
going to show next.
That was okay.
Is I'm actually going to back out.
Why not? I think
I don't know,
Toadette would
I
be...
think
and
the
we're gonna go
fanfic's
into
already
adventure
bad
mode,
enough.
where It's kind of
if you had Toadette in there
but
and you get the ability to use the Super Crown or something,
really happy that
why not?
So Scorch M Music in the chat says, "I'm betting Fierce Deity will be Young Link's final smash." We just seen Young Link's final smash, and it was the same as Adult Link's in Wii U.
Different characters I've been playing with here for a while.
Yeah.
So this is my
the
month I've been
Triforce
playing. It's a
slash
seasonal
thing,
character,
which is like a really weak final smash, anyways.
Diablo 3. And essentially, when you start a season, you have a particular
but,
time to level up a character
Gibbs
brand
finished,
new,
sorry.
and you can follow.
I was just reading up the thing.
Loot,
so Scorch M again says Master Chief for Smash. I just told you to go, and now I'm interrupting you again. I'm an asshole. So Master Chief. At E3, we were watching the GameSpot stage. They had kind of funny interviewing the person who's in charge of Xbox Live, not Microsoft or Xbox, but just Xbox Live. And they asked him if he could have any character put in Smash Brothers, any of the Xbox characters, who would it be? And he said that he would love to have Master Chief for Smash Brothers.
Run away from me.
And I'm sure everyone in the audience was like, "That is stupid. Why would you not put Banjo in there? That's the only one that makes sense." Alright, go Gibbs. I'm going to mute my microphone, so even if I do talk, I can't say anything to interrupt.
I'm thinking of the fifth one, and to be honest, I have no idea. But if we are getting PD Piranha, why not get a Cheap in there?
I am playing the Wizard, main mana,
and that's my 5.
For me is mana versus the Spirit for UD as a monk. Typically a kind of long-range class.
Now what's your 5?
I like to think of myself as a glass cannon. Like to stay back and really shoot a laser beam, and, shoot some snowballs out there. You're going to see a lot of different elements coming from the Wizard.
He left.
Might rely on for a little bit of DPS.
Am I back?
No,
yeah, you're back.
Okay, name your 5 now.
Don't worry. You can see that Tox is
so I'm with Jesse on Skull Kid and Sora. I think they would be great additions to the roster. You could probably come up with very unique movesets.
He's along for the ride to help me pick up all the gold that I run
I would want Banjo. I think he would be a great character to add.
Favoring what's called Acid Rain.
So we got 3 that are the same.
Just because it means that I like stand
it. Just throw up on people. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, I just line up with Demetrius and I'm like, "Hey, D, come here. I want to show you this."
Toxic wasn't an I'm trying to think of like what franchises haven't gotten. Oh, yeah, I would add Bandana Waddle Dee.
Demon Hunter here.
Would be my 4th one. Because I think with Metroid getting all the love that it's getting, I think Kirby could get a little bit more love. So I think Bandana Dee would be a great character to put in. And then after that,
I flip a lot. As you can see, and from there,
geez, I don't know because there aren't really that many other characters I want left.
You see that globe on the bottom left. I've got on the left, and then I've got a second one on the right. Discipline.
So it's different.
I don't know. I guess they could do like Pyra or Mithra or something.
Like
maybe finally add Rex to the base roster.
Believe it or not,
that's a great thing.
I think
in real life, I don't know, but like. Eventually, I need to temper that hatred with some.
Or was she one of the?
Because I didn't know, I didn't know her name, but I was like, oh, that's everyone's waifu from Xenoblade.
Okay.
And I thought that she was like one of the spirit things.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Pretty much right away.
I don't know what the difference is right now.
Kind of unlocks a lot of different.
It is one of the blades, which is a character pretty much in there.
Bounties.
In Xenoblade 2, you control the main character, but you have blades that assist you.
And what's really cool is right now, since
if that makes sense,
the seasonal bonus right now actually gives you 2. So it ups the chance to get really great loot that's exclusive to bounties. So
in other words, think of a blade that has a personality, a sword that or a weapon that has a personality, and a spiritual,
actually, since I already pulled it out, why don't we go ahead and
or like a physical humanoid form.
So the other side of this
is Pyra and
the
Mithra are spirits, and Rex is a Mii costume.
Rifts. You have a regular rift and a greater rift.
Ah,
a regular Nephilim.
There's still a chance that they could be DLC.
Call me Zelda one more time.
You go to the rifts, defeating hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes of demons. To go through to find
I don't like with the DLC. Gold, I don't think being a spirit or
like
something else would exclude you from being
a timer if you're in
a
the
future
greater rifts. But the rift we're playing right now, we just have to defeat enough enemies.
Plays game says in the spirit of Jump Force, I vote Yugi for Smash. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna make my way up here.
And that meter on the left side is tracking how full you need to.
Oh man.
Yeah, how many
so
more
if we're
enemies
going
we
with
need to
like
defeat?
jump
We're at
force, I would
1%,
say
but
just
as we
Goku
defeat
or
enemies,
Yusuke.
you'll start to see a climb. And if we come across elite enemies who could have like all different kinds of abilities right there,
from like
molten,
Yu-Gi-Oh?
knockback,
Or I don't.
so he'll
If
explode
you don't,
when we defeat
forgive
them.
me.
All kinds of stuff.
The only animes I'm really smart about is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Showing what happens when they explode.
Yeah.
Right. There are a lot of kind of environmental traps and hazards that you actually need to avoid, or else you're going to be in world of hurt.
So can we talk about that opening cinematic for
Can we
talk about the ending cinematic?
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. There were so many master hands. Like, look at all of them.
And essentially,
they all died.
All the characters died. I mean,
and I'm gonna try to.
Why can't we play as Master Hand?
And it'll deal.
That should have been a character
they
let us
try
play
to
as.
apply what's called explosive.
That'd be cool.
So when an enemy
I always
dies,
wanted to
they
be like the
explode,
hamburger
and there's
helper.
a lot of area damage. That's of course.
Or like they could just like make it Glover.
Signature move.
Like from the game Glover
an
64.
elaborate combo.
My question is, what was that big like red and blue like dragon thing in the sky?
Gibbs had an idea.
I almost walked right into a bomb.
Gibbs, what's your idea?
Right,
like, what was that big thing that absorbed all the master
Your crits
hands?
are doing like 200 damage or something.
idea.
After hours and hours of gameplay, your crits are doing like
That was
like
Kirby.
3
million.
4 million.
That was
Oh, I can hit for much higher than that. Too.
Depending on the move, you can probably do
I like.
3 billion.
Okay, so
Yeah,
there's
I've seen
one
the
little
billions.
spot in
I haven't got there
the
yet,
cinematic
but I'm aiming
where
to get there
Sonic
once
and
I collect some,
Pikachu are running
more set
beside each
pieces,
other,
which,
and
really
Sonic
enhances
tries
the
to
way you
reach
play.
out
It
and
opens up a lot of
get
avenues,
Pikachu,
for game
but then they
style
both get
damage,
killed.
etc.
Right, and that's what's really addictive is like you play, and then you get this loot piece that you've wanted, and it like merges, or I guess it like synergizes with the rest of your loot.
Yes.
And then suddenly you're like your damage, you're doing.
I was a little
damage,
disturbed
which
with that
feels great to see
cinematic.
those numbers pop up.
Yeah, just like everybody just died.
Perks,
Like I'm watching it right now,
of
and
the helmet that if I
there's
get a
one
second
little funny
piece,
bit
it'll
where
give
the
this-
Inklings
give
are
me
like
this giant
spraying the
spider
ground
that'll
with
follow me
ink,
around.
and they're trying to hide in the
Which is
ink
I'm
puddles.
not excited about.
Scorch
Don't really like
says
spiders,
Taboo
so
2.0.
There's
Oh yeah, I remember what my
I'll just look away whenever it's fighting.
Have you been playing without us? Your Paragon level keeps rising.
I'm sorry.
309.
I lost my train of thought.
So with each Paragon point,
I
you
might
can actually add that.
I don't even
know
know
on your character, and that carries the process.
I was gonna say that the whole cinematic is just like Nintendo's biggest troll. Like at the very end, it's just gonna be like Nintendo's biggest troll. There is no Ultimate coming.
Smash Bros. Ultimate is canceled.
Alright, so we're doing
We got another
47%. I
shit
think
in
when
the
we
chat.
get to about 75, I'll switch out to a different set gears, kind of show some other stuff.
All right, so getting back to that ending cinematic, there were like a lot of little details that I went back to find, and one of them was Snake hiding in his cardboard box, and he just gets blasted.
Using control sticks, to play a game.
Taboo 2 Electric
would
Boogaloo.
be kind of weird, but it feels really great. The movement is
and-
incredible.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
It's actually.
I found another section. It's like it's the Wii Fit trainer, the Duck Hunt dog, and Villager. The Wii Fit trainer is just doing a bunch of fitness poses. The dog is just sitting there scratching his ass.
You'll start rolling away.
And then the
Yeah,
villager is just running around waving his arms in the air like a crazed maniac.
And that's how the
It's beautiful.
team was able to implement single Joy-Con
You're
play,
beautiful.
was by
Oh yeah,
having
like
Oh,
Snake's
thank you.
hiding in the box as well.
Yeah, he just gets
I'm gonna try to
zapped.
find this next floor, and I got the channeling.
Did you guys watch the
so it allows me
podcast
to
last
use my
night?
abilities.
No, I wasn't able to. I had to write a report.
We
I
had
love
a
it.
very
It's like
nice
everywhere.
special guest.
It's so much
Who
fun.
was a special guest?
Misclick
I know. I'm
joined
just
at
trying
the
to.
end.
I'm scouting
Awesome.
the perimeter.
Yeah. She popped up in the chat and we were like, "Hey, do you want to join on the mailbag?" And she was like, "Yes."
Okay.
Alright, so you guys are 66% full on this bar.
Are we? Okay.
We did really good progress for just.
Yeah. So my
Great
question is
floor,
like,
yeah.
is this like a brand new adventure mode, or is this like
Yeah.
a sequel to Subspace?
No, so they took the
In
online
like a
multiplayer
Very dense floor.
from Mario Party and put it in Smash Bros.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Because
There's
it's
lots of items on
like
the
a
ground
board
to pick
game,
up and,
kind of.
You know,
That's what it looks
in
like to
most
me.
games,
anyways.
usually when you have to pick stuff up,
Yeah.
you kind of have to make a sacrifice. What am I going to pick up? What am I going to drop? But
Why is it that every single natural disaster the Smash Brothers series go through, Kirby
And
always
another
survives?
thing too to note is just the way that
That's
this
what
game is
Gibbs was
built out.
saying
You can just
earlier.
look and see, oh, there's
no, maybe
green
it
arrows
was,
pointing up, which means that it's
No, that was
increased. and it gives you 1 to 3 arrows. The same in reverse with red arrows. So it's a pretty easy way to read the game and understand what's good.
And I'm looking at
Not to mention,
I'm looking at that one scene where Kirby's just looking at all the different like landscapes
younger or older
and stuff like that.
They keep taking all
and
the good
I
stuff.
swear,
Yeah, but in this
if
game,
that
every
volcano
player
in the
gets
background is
their
Death
own
Mountain,
drops, so you don't actually
I'm
share
gonna
it
be
with-
very happy.
Call Me Zelda One More Time says it looks more like the
like,
Kirby
hey, I
maps.
picked this thing up and
and drop it. And
yeah, exactly.
Kinda
get a
does.
dexterity item. Not going to be super
That would
helpful
make
for the Witch
sense.
Doctor.
Because
All right, now I gotta find you guys.
made by
Actually, why
the
did
same
I could have just
developer,
used the banner. What was that?
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, there you are. But you might have noticed I actually
Kirby's the
switched
chosen one.
to my
Kirby's the
cool-looking
ditto of
Ganondorf
Smash Bros.
set.
if
Yeah, look
Ganondorf
at that
pursued the
character.
monk lifestyle, this
Dark-
is what
dark monk.
Dark monk Ganondorf.
Right, and that is
Except he
exclusive
doesn't
to
have
this,
beady
Switch
eyes.
version as well.
He just
And
has
like we've
hats.
been saying, Diablo has some really, really cool gear and different types of loot, and I just walked the wrong way. I'm sorry. So I'm wearing what's called the crudest boots, which allows me to have 2 allies instead of 1.
Okay, so I'm still kind of
have.
confused.
And
Like,
this
is
all based
the
off of
spirits
pretty much using
mode
different
the adventure
abilities.
mode, or is
Yeah.
the
I'm gonna be
spirits
twirling
mode how
this
you get
around
the
and
spirits
just
for the
running
adventure
through
mode?
foes
I
that
think it's
deal
both.
insane damage.
When you start
This is the
spirit
build where you
mode,
look
like
like an airplane
all
propeller,
of the
right?
spirits
Yep.
are gone, and you have to go
Right,
through the adventure
95%.
mode, which is
Once you
spirits
fill
mode
this,
to unlock all of them.
Fill this bar, you're
But
gonna
then you
have boss
can
fight.
also
Let's go run
unlock
through
them
these
in
guys.
normal.
Oh, there it is.
Ooh!
Wow, that's filled up
I got some
quick.
red
Okay. Ooh, there's like a
Right.
Pac-Man maze.
And then you can
Crazy.
sacrifice spirits, like you can get rid of 2
I'm
spirits
just
to
gonna
get a
go
new
right
Through
spirit.
the window, and that's that.
They showed that
You
on-
guys might be a little overpowered. For
This
So who you
is
gonna
the
main?
difference when
Link
I put a lot of
always
hours
Link.
into this build, so it's just to show people.
I don't know. There are just
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
options
You
now.
gotta flex a little, right?
Like,
Oh yeah, this
realistically,
guy,
I
you
would like to
that
pick
was
up
like,
King K.
Beyond
Rool,
Elite. That guy's
give him a
legendary.
spin.
took him down.
But at the same time, I don't want him to
Let's see
replace
what-
King DDD.
Got something good. It looked like.
So-
I want to see what that
You
got.
got those-
I'm having an
Ooh.
internal
This might be a better
struggle.
version.
Call
Might
Me
be a better
Zelda One
version.
More Time says spirits is equipping stuff for fights. It
Oh,
is,
the
but it was
Crudest
also the mode. Like the cutscene that they showed is how all of the spirits
Okay, we'll
lost
see.
their stuff, and then attached to that cutscene
All
they
right, so let's go ahead and
showed.
warp back to town.
That's where they
Let's go ahead
showed
and
the
close this.
different
Everybody get
I got my stuff.
overworld
everything? Okay, cool.
levels. Like where
And then
you
what we
walk
like to
around
do
on the
then
map.
is one last thing is do the bounty. So we'll go back
Mhm.
to
Yeah, so I think the spirit
Gonna close this
thing takes you
bounty,
to
gets
yeah,
Let's
he's
go
the light
for
world
it.
right here.
One
is
thing
what
to
he calls
point
it.
out is
So I
if
think
you
the
were
spirit
actually trying
mode
to
will take you
compete
to that.
in a greater rift, that's when it would
Okay.
press and the leaderboard. So if I actually press the minus button here, you can actually check.
Oh man, they got like
the
a female
leaderboards. This is what's
Ganondorf
great
here.
about seasons. So for example, I can check and see
pretty
who's
weird.
doing what right now and where they are in place. I thought you guys were on here somewhere. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I was up here for a while.
Don't spend too much time seeing how far down the leaderboard we are.
But one thing to point out here is the seasonal journey, and these are personal objectives.
I'm glad
This
the
has been
Gerudo
really
and Breath
fun
of the
'cause this is
Wild
the first
don't look
time
like
I've
that.
done it. Now we're in season 15, but don't let that dissuade you away. Each new season starts new, so
Link
it's
with
really
the Guardian
fun.
Spirit.
And I have done the
It's called
first
Navi.
couple chapters, so I've taken down really powerful bosses at super hard
I'm sorry,
difficulties,
guys.
created special gear. Really, really fun stuff, and I'm still need to go through these. And
All I
these
heard was I'm
objectives
sorry.
I can't wait to go through that with you guys. One of
Oh,
them in
did
particular
I
is
cut
trying to
out for a
beat
minute?
The campaign mode in 1 hour.
Yeah,
which is
sorry I cut
awesome.
out.
I can't wait to try that.
I accidentally closed my app on my phone.
Okay, getting back to the topic,
Yeah.
so we're going to open this up, and we're going to see what kind
So
of boss.
I think
perfect.
they said that there's going
So
to be
every time you
5
start this game, the
DLC
bounties are
characters, and they
randomized,
hope
so
to get
we
them
don't
all
know
out
who
by
we're gonna
1
get.
year.
Right now, we're going to go after.
I think that's because this will be like season 1, and then they'll have like season 2 next year.
I'm just gonna use your.
You think so?
Jump to you.
Yeah. Well, like so
Right. It's a good idea.
the president of Nintendo came out a
No,
few
I'm
days
super
ago
overpowered,
and said
so I'm
that
just gonna
going
kinda
forward
carve
they're
my
going to
way
have a
through
huge
this.
focus on
Well, in
online.
addition to being able to transfer to
And
where your friends are, with the
they're going
banners, there's
to
also,
go back
like,
to
a
older games
purpose
that have
because,
already
you know,
released
with what the cosmetics are on
and
each banner, as far as
give
the
them more
You
DLC.
get some bragging rights
Yeah,
with the
you
one
can
that
show
you
off,
got.
like,
So if he wants to go back and release like new
Did I do this
DLC
the wrong
for
way?
games that are
Okay.
already out, then I think it's almost certain that he would also want to give more DLC to games that are not out yet, especially with a game like Smash Brothers,
So I'm gonna open up the
to
map.
where
So-
people
oh,
are
yep, looks like
going
we're
to
gonna have
play
go
it
south.
years from now. So if people are still playing it years from now, they could still put put out DLC
you can just
facing these guys
to like keep it going. Kind of like Destiny or Call of Duty or whatever, where they have like season pack 1 and then season pack 2
doesn't force me, but it makes me want to try different classes. And,
that makes sense.
Gear sets.
Or eventually a loot box, see if you get a new character.
That's one of those things that's great about the Paragon levels that you gain.
Oh God, no, I don't want Smash Bros. Loot boxes, please.
Oh, come on, but that's fun. You don't know what you're gonna get.
I don't want to unlock additional voice clips for Piranha Plant. Okay.
It's like, oh, now you got the German
fine, you don't
PD.
like a class per se. Like for me, I usually like to.
Is that a voice clip for Winston?
Demon Hunter isn't really my style, but
you got the Japanese Pikachu.
Which sounds exactly the same.
No, who does that?
Man.
We all are.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I was very surprised, and as eyebrow raising as Cinnaroar's inclusion is, I'm still kind of.
This would have been so hard.
I said earlier that if you would have given me 100 guesses, I would have never guessed.
How the teams made this game like took so long. Like
I would have been like Tingle,
these
the fishing pond
monsters, and you're just like
we would have got to like 95, and that's who I would have been guessing.
Yeah, this is what people don't
Yeah.
The weird clown guy from
it's so much fun because I'm
Twilight Princess.
No, Gibbs, it's the weird clown guy from Skyward Sword. Everyone.
And then when you actually complete, you're like, God, it's just really, really cool.
Gayapora. They're gonna let us play as the owl.
Gapora. I swear, if one of the DLC characters is Gapora, I'm throwing this franchise out the frickin' window.
No, because then you get 2
transformations.
You get so Gayapora is also Gayapora. From Skyward Sword, Zelda's dad.
Right now.
And then you also have Rauru.
I should warn you.
The
I
Lightspeed.
always forget to do my bags. So you're like, yeah, let's go do that.
Because they're all basically kind of maybe sort of the same person.
There's
a Cuckoo in this game.
Maybe.
Wait, in Diablo?
Yeah. There's a little chicken following the guy named Tox.
So that's a quick look at the game.
Oh, they're
really
ending
awesome.
it. Are they going to show something else?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
give us that rumored 64 mini.
Super excited.
If they're showing off more Smash Brothers, let me know. I'll hop back on the live
on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh my God! When I get the money, I'm going over to GameStop and I am paying off my pre-order in full.
One more thing.
They said one more thing.
The Nintendo Switch Diablo 3 Eternal Collection bundle.
Oh, it's Diablo 3 bundle. Who's gonna buy the Diablo 3 bundle when you have Pokemon and Smash Brothers?
At least 5 people will. At least 5 people will.
Out there. So that's the front of the box, and we'll turn that around and
at least 5.
Nice illustration.
Such good artwork there. I really like that.
Yeah, I'm loving. I think the thing I love most about this art specifically is this is when I was playing the Crusader, was just getting grabbed and destroyed by Diablo. That was a really accurate representation of me.
Yes.
All right, cool. Why don't you open that up and let's see what's inside.
Okay, so they're doing an unboxing of it.
That's something you don't want to hide on your shelf anywhere.
Blizzard's artists are just the best.
They have amazing artwork. Really big.
Oh yeah, Dr. Wily is Dr. Wily's in this trophy now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I've seen that.
It's the
pretty rad.
Of
the eternal struggle.
Yeah, the eternal conflict between heaven
and reports have just come out that Goku is getting a balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Nice.
So a nice little subtle design there.
Can I hold that?
Yeah.
That's still not as cool as the president of Japan dressing up like
and then
Mario.
We've got the case
for
here.
The last Olympics.
Reflective coating on there.
Diablo's face.
Suck it, Goku.
We've got Diablo's face
oh, you get a
there.
case with the.
Flip that around. We've got Blizzard's
the
logo.
Switch.
They weren't able to
the
join this year for BlizzCon, but just
a little busy.
Well, hi to them. Hello. Hope you guys are doing well. And I just want to show the perspective there. This is a nice thin case, and I'm on the go a lot, so I like having something compact like this.
But that's stupid.
Trim is quite
they just talked about how it was cool because it was so thin. It's like if you're taking a case,
for this game, right?
Yes,
you want it to be thicker so it doesn't
and then looking at the system
break
here.
your Switch.
So on
you
the
want it to be
back,
protected.
we've got half of Diablo's face.
Oh yeah, that was okay. I just realized that there was another character that I want over everybody else.
Design here, nice and subtle.
No, he's already. Crash.
The last piece is the little digital card.
Well, if you're going with Crash, I'm going with Spyro. Damn.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Ow,
So you can enter this code in your eShop. For me, I've been playing games digitally a lot. I'm on the go a lot, so having to manage carts it's not something I'm able to do often. So having everything on my
Shulk didn't cast Monado Shield because he cast Speed on Kirby.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Katie, and thank you to all of you and all of you watching today.
No, it's a meme on.
But again,
man, they just have their Switch laying on the
Twitter.
floor like it's nothing. Okay, thank you for watching. Is it over? I can't believe the thing that they held out for the last was frickin' Diablo. Like, that's the surprise they couldn't tell us to the very end. Seriously, they were like, when we come, like, they'd finished playing Smash Brothers the first time, and they were like, when we come back, we're going to be playing Yoshi's Crafted World, and then we're going to be playing more Smash Brothers, and then we got something special, and then I was like, ooh.
Hey.
Diablo's not special, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not.
Chill out.
It's really not. It's really not. It's just Diablo.
Maybe they had to say it because it has like the Ganon armor in it.
Yeah, but
SpongeBob Karate Master for Smash. Says Micahs. Okay, so Micahs, you're on my Twitch channel right now, but I don't really do anything on Twitch. So go over to my YouTube channel and join the 70,000 other people that subscribe, and then you can join the Discord with the 1,000 other people, and you can be on the. If you're cool, you can be on the voice chat like Tevy and Gibbs is, but no one's as cool as Tevy and Gibbs.
Yeet.
Now eat me a tomato.
Eat me a tomato. Alright, let me just call Tubes up in Canada. Okay, so the people had costumes yesterday. The people. Daniel and everyone, they had costumes. So I was Harry Lunk. No, what was it? Yeah, Harry Lunker. Because I had a Harry Potter scarf, and then I had the Link hat. I didn't really have a costume, so I was just like, okay, I'll be Harry Lunker.
I had to put some last minute stuff together for my costume, so I was a stereotypical Canadian.
Oh, nice. So
I had the big fuzzy hat and the big fluffy coat, and I was carrying around a bottle of maple syrup all day.
Nice. Daniel, who is a vegetarian, was costuming as Bob from Bob's Burgers.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like instead of I don't know, cheeseburgers, but he's vegetarian. I thought it was there's a joke there somewhere.
Yeah. There's a euphemism, I think.
And then who was it? Ilya was oh god, it was so sad. Ilya was like a bruised, beat up version of Ilya. Like technically it was Katniss, like from one of the scenes of the book where she gets like really badly beaten up. But like every time that I looked up at the screen, I was just like, Ilya, are you okay? And then Miss Click was Horse, and Maya was Robin from Batman Robin.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but it was the funniest part is if you go watch the live version that happened last night when Miss Click joined, because we were all like, I wasn't in a costume, but everybody else was in a costume, and we were like, where's your costume at? She's like, okay, I'll be back. And she's like, this is something that I bought and I haven't even like shown it off on my Twitch yet, so everyone should feel lucky. And she came back and she just had like the stupid horse face on. And like everyone laughed. Like it delayed the Zelda mailbag for like 15 minutes because we all kept laughing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, do me a favor. Look in the selfies, art and pics real quick.
Oh, jeez. You make me do
I found this GIF. Oh, is it not? play. It's supposed to play. It's a GIF.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone that's in the chat, right? There's a Discord link. If you're on the live stream, click that Discord link. Go to the Discord. You can join. You can chat with us.
Jesse, did that GIF play for you?
It says GIF at the top.
Yeah, it's not playing for me at all.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. But if you open the original, it still does not play.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Maybe you have to get a link, and then post a link for the GIF.
Yeah, probably. I'm not.
I guess that's everything. So go ahead, Gibbs, Tevi, say bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right, yeah, everyone. I posted the Discord link. Go click the Discord, and then if you're watching, please subscribe. You can. I post new videos every single day from the podcast, and I have scripted videos at least once a week, except this week because we were late on the podcast. So yesterday and the day before, I posted scripted videos back to back, which I almost never do because it's a lot of work and I'm really busy, but I felt bad for not having anything, so I just did that anyway. Basically, the Zelda anime kind of sort of got confirmed, not by Nintendo, but by the rap, and then the other one was the Nintendo president saying they were going to focus a lot more on online. And what was the other thing? There's a focus more on online, and they were going to give games that have already, like big games that already released, they were going to go back and do DLC, which kind of maybe sort of means Breath of the Wild could perhaps maybe get more DLC. We know Aonuma said that DLC was done for Breath of the Wild and they were moving on to the next game, but like if the president of Nintendo comes out and is like, hey, I want more DLC for Breath of the Wild, then guess what? Aonuma doesn't really have a say, because it's like Miyamoto said that the Nintendo Switch was going to be a third pillar supported alongside the Wii U and the 3DS, and what happened? The Switch literally stopped production of the Wii U so they could make more Nintendo Switch. And then what? Sorry, Gibbs?
Oh, I was just gonna say, probably everybody, all the developers will be like, sir, but you don't even play the games. What do you want DLC?
Miyamoto, you don't have a Switch. Get out of here.
And then there's so like Aonuma, another way to take that is like Aonuma could be done with Breath of the Wild and his team could be working on the next Zelda game, but teams like Grezzo and Tantalus, who like Tantalus worked on Twilight Princess HD, so they have experience with Zelda, and they were trusted in making their own dungeon, if you want to call it that, with that bonus dungeon that came with Twilight Princess HD. And then you have Grezzo, who have just as much experience as anyone working on Zelda games at Nintendo, because they worked on the Four Swords Anniversary Edition for the 3DS. They worked on Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask 3D. They worked on Triforce Heroes. And then they went on to remake their own Zelda-like game with Ever Oasis. And then they remade Luigi's Mansion. So it's like they have like more Zelda experience than almost anyone aside from Nintendo's own team. So I would completely trust Grezzo going in and adding in DLC. Like if they made like another Divine Beast or like more shrines or something. Like even if it was just like enough shrines just to allow us to have a full stamina bar and full hearts. Like I would trust Grezzo to do that. And then it wouldn't take anything away from Aonuma or his team because they could keep working on the next Zelda game. So, just a random thought. Like before, I would have said that there was a 1% chance we would get more DLC for Breath of the Wild, which we kind of got DLC after Aonuma said that there wasn't going to be more DLC because they gave no wait, what was it? No, it was the other way around. Mario Kart got DLC. Mario Kart got the Master Cycle 0, right?
Yes.
And Breath of the Wild didn't get anything. It was just, okay, so it was the other way around. But yeah, so before I would have said there's a 1% chance Breath of the Wild would get more DLC because there's always the possibility. But now that the president came out and said that they're going to start making new DLC for these older games, the only older games I can think of that would get DLC is like Mario Odyssey, which probably already working on DLC anyways. And then you have like Mario Kart and Zelda. Because Xenoblade has DLC that's already announced that it's going to be getting. The only other big games is Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart. So, yeah. And everyone that bought Breath of the Wild pretty much bought DLC for it anyways.
I think that would be one of the biggest things to actually let people or let the company know that people want the DLC.
Yeah.
And to therefore make more of.
Yeah, especially if it's just... Sorry.
I was just gonna say, especially because everybody bought it at the same time, like as they bought the game and the console. So I think it would just be a big like, why are you not doing more of this? You have the ability.
Call Me Zelda One More Time says Xenoblade 2 is done with DLC, man. Yes, but the president just came out like 2 days ago and said they were going to be giving new DLC to older games that were already out. So that implies like Xenoblade or Zelda and Mario Kart. But I think it would be Zelda and Mario Kart. Especially what I was going to say is the original DLC pack for Breath of the Wild I think was $20.
Yeah.
For like that season pass or the 2 seasons or whatever. And I think if they came out and just did like a $10 DLC and instead of giving you 2 things, just gave you like one more big update, like maybe one more Divine Beast or whatever, and then enough shrines to make it so that you get like 3 more hearts or 3 more stamina pieces for the stamina wheel. That way you can have like a complete thing. And then like the story is easy. They already have the story there. Just like Breath of the Wild literally ends with Zelda being like, oh, I think something's wrong with Vah Ruta. Let's go check it out. And then nothing happens. Everyone thought the Champion's Ballad would solve that because it ends on a cliffhanger. So it's like, oh, they can just pick right up with the DLC. But no. So
I think they left themselves the ability to keep it going.
Like
just
this DLC pack.
Whether it's DLC or whether it's
a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Tevi still here?
No, he just
left.
left.
What a loser. Sorry, Tevi, I didn't mean that. I love you. Come back. No, I gotta.
Tevi, come back.
Come back. Also, have you seen Sabrina on Netflix? It's really, really good. I hate the very last episode, but it's really, really good.
I have not. One of my classmates told me that it's really good, but again, she described it as a chick, like, show or whatever, like a girl show. So I'm like, okay. Well,
I don't really think it was a girl show. I think it's just like a typical teen horror show, like that. Kind of like Stranger Things, I guess.
Okay.
That's kind of how I seen it, except it's just like, you know, the old Sabrina was more of a comedy. This Sabrina is more of a horror because it deals with like signing her soul away to the devil to get her witching powers or whatever. So like there's adult and actual horror themes as opposed to like a talking cat that just jokes around every 10 minutes. But yeah, so like the main struggle in the movie is it's the same thing that happens in every movie. Like if I gave you a guess, you probably could have guessed it, but some bad people do a thing to a good person or whatever. That's like the plot for everything. Like the bad guy does something bad to the good guy. But the way that this season ended, it made completely no sense to me. And like they're making season 2, like they made season 2, like as soon as the first season ended filming, they started filming season 2 because their contract with Netflix was to do 2 seasons from the start instead of just the 1 season. So I'm hoping something happens in the second season to kind of like redo kind of sort of how the first season ended. So that way it's like, we like tricked you or whatever. I don't know. I'm not giving any spoilers away because like me saying it sucks that I didn't like the way it ended. Like it could be something that you do like. So the whole time you could be like, oh man, this bad thing's going to happen at the end. But then that bad thing could turn out to be something that you actually liked. So I guess it's just like, you know, like I could say I hate chocolate, but then you could be like, I love chocolate. And I'm like, well, the main character ends by eating like 10 pounds of chocolate. And I think that's gross. And you're like, but that would be awesome. That's a great ending. Who doesn't want 10 pounds of chocolate? Yeah, so it's kind
true.
of true.
Who doesn't want 10 pounds of chocolate?
For real. Yeah, that's a stomach ache. Well, it's Halloween, so I'm sure someone came home with 10 pounds of chocolate last night.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Me either.
No, I was supposed to go help out a friend to go and propose to his girlfriend.
Whoa.
But at the very end, his plans changed because his girlfriend was not gonna get home at the time it all expected. So I didn't go out trick-or-treating with my nieces because of that. And I just ended up staying home. And they let me know too late about the party going on in town, so I just decided to stay home because I had school in the morning anyway, so.
Yeah. It's understandable. Alright, well, Gibbs, I did the podcast last night. It ended at like 3 a.m. and I stayed up until 10 a.m. so that I could watch Nintendo's Direct because I thought if I fell asleep I would not be able to wake up to watch it.
I've done that before.
I would do what Ilya said she did, where she said that she like kept on falling asleep during the Direct, not because it was boring, just because she couldn't stay awake. I've done that before too. There was I remember there was a Nintendo 3DS Direct, like right when the Wii U first came out, I think, and the 3DS first came out as well, and I think it was whenever they showed off like Super Mario or Paper Mario Sticker Star or something like that. And I remember like I kept falling asleep during that Direct, but I was watching the Japanese version because it was like 4 in the morning, and it was when they had like the Japanese and the American Directs at different days, like when they first started the Directs.
Oh yeah.
So I was watching the Japanese and I didn't understand anything, but I was like, oh, this looks cool. I don't know what this is, but it looks cool. I know Paper Mario is fun. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Thank you for joining, Gibbs. You can say bye to everyone if you want. I don't know if anyone.
Bye, everyone.
Do we have anyone watching? Yeah, it's 13 people watching. I don't know why you're watching. I'm sorry, guys. Join the Discord. You can join on whenever we do these live streams. You can join on and chat with us as well if you're cool enough. You can usually be cool enough by playing Fortnite with me. Alright, bye everyone. We're ending the stream.